Ludavica, when they played GG in the round-robin phase, they took them to overtime. It was a very close 8-6 that they lost. As for when they played Chiefs, like I said earlier, it was on border. It was quite a devastating loss for Ludavica. Pardon me, 7-3. And, you know, if Ludavica is to go forward and eventually play Enterprise, they've lost all 3 maps that they've played against that team so far. So there's no doubt that we would expect Chiefs to have a better showing in the top 3 to fight it out against GG and Enterprise. But Ludavica, really, all you need to do is focus up on the game in front of you. And you know, there's a real chance here for these guys. Of course, like we've said, Cairo formerly on the Chiefs before getting dropped in favor of Josh, the new pickup for this roster. Ludavica's also filled to the brim with upcoming talent, Karma, Physics, and Lunchbox. And of course, Molosco, who's a bit of an OG from back in the day, out from the retirement village, and here ready to take to the fight. They've made it to the top 4. Can they make it deeper? Let's see on Chiefs' map of Bank.
Fingerban. That's an interesting one.
What?
A Fingerban.
A jigsaw ban, I guess. Yeah, I did not notice that.
A jigsaw target ban.
Right there.
Yeah. It's funny because you're banning the Monty and the finger buffs the shield operators, but of course you still have got Blackbeard and Blitz Opens. That's probably why the case. I like this though, little bit of counter action. Of course, I'm expecting Chiefs to be very much in the driver's seat when it comes to the entries and the aggression. Quiz is in the bomb site.
Yes.
He's chilling. He's waiting. And honestly, if Oda gets in here, there's a very serious chance if the smoke dies, especially, that should be... Okay, they have 2 options. Either you go for a fast ban and you just take that kill, you fall back out, and you reset the round now, because you got the most important operator removed from action. If they can just get to the bomb site and get those, you know, the verticality or just hit it fast, that's the round. A lot of roaming here from Ludavica. They're far away to help each other.
Thing is here,
hatch
we have
open this angle.
Yeah, hatch is open, and of course Karma on that Solus is above. So the only way that there's going to be a safe plant is if Oda can get, exactly, in that little dark corner angle where he is vulnerable to other angles, but with the shield in his back, he could turtle plant it. And with Josh covering the rotation underneath this barricade here from Garage, it could be very challenging for Ludavica to deny this.
It should just be free. I mean, of course, Box can sprint past this angle and maybe he survives, but they got a really good read. They're checking for the val cams for information. The timing is fine. Chiefs just making sure that everything goes according to plan right now. And whenever they want to, they can go for this. We see Oda of Blackbeard on blue stairs, maybe peeling back a little bit, securing the flank first, waiting for a potential backstab from Luda. Yeah, Box sprints past the angle, and now the round is a bit more open.
Yeah. That's the problem here. The fact that Box is now deep into the bomb site. Wow, Tex is outside the building. Karma has gone back to this hatch instead of flanking up top floor. Oda may be able to get this plant down. As we've said, there's no way to deny this without a Nitro cell, and even then, it's a little bit finicky. The plant gets confirmed, and now Ludavica are going to struggle to hold on to this. It comes down to those flanks. Milo falls. Now Karma and Cairo together try and make their flank happen. Bit of damage onto Oda from Cairo. But this is not going to be easy for Ludavica. In fact, it may well be impossible. 2 players in the bomb site. Impact goes out from behind. Josh finds one. Cairo might be able to take down Quizzle, but 2 players, low HP for Chiefs. Cairo doesn't know where the last ones are. And that diffuser has been ticking away for quite some time. It's impossible now for Cairo to mount a comeback. Nice shot, though, onto Oda. Still doesn't matter. Tex will finish him off, and Chiefs, just based on the very early pick onto the smoke, and then playing the rest of the round to perfection, get a very easy entry into Bank.
Crystal got the gap. He's playing Capital. He's in the bomber side, and he just waits it out. And I really like that Chiefs are showing respect to Ludavica in the opening round, not just getting that kill and sprinting towards the bomb side, but establishing the flank, establishing the garage attack, establishing the drones, and then doing a 3-2-1 execute. To make things even worse with Ludavica, they only had a single C4 in that round on the Valkyrie, who wasn't by the bomb set itself and used it on the roam. There was no plant deny. That Smoke who died as the very first operator in the round, that was the entire plant denier from the defensive team. It's the most valuable pick you could get, and they got it for absolutely free. Chiefs, they just have good drone work, I suppose, in the drone phase. And they say, hey guys, no one's on server, let me just walk in and see what I can make happen, and that's it. Sometimes the round can be defined as simply as that, and sometimes you gotta work for it so much harder. Ludavica's gonna go upstairs on CEO instead and change things up. And to my surprise, just kind of like raw dogging the Maestro right now. No Brava repick in action. A Zero instead being attacker repick from Josh for information.
Love Zero.
Interestingly enough, the Maestro's gonna thrive here.
Yeah.
Love Zero on bank, is true.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Brava would be nice when you know that there's a Maestro on the board. Did they not drone out the Maestro? I guess they didn't see it.
Maestro is running around inside of lobby to put down the Evil Eye, so if he wasn't droned out, it's a miracle for Ludavica.
Yeah.
But it's possible. It's completely possible.
Oh. Maestro not even necessary to shoot off that Selma. Here's that Evil Eye in lobby. Damn, there's so much value here from the Maestro pick. And yeah, like you said, not a lot of counters. We've got a lot of grenades. That's the one thing here that Chiefs have that could counter them. But presumably, if you're bringing 6 grenades, you've got a plan for them that isn't just taking down a whole bunch of Evil Eyes. Out go the Sam Cams, I should say. Never call them Zero Cams or Argus Cams. They have a more respectful name.
I was going to ask if you knew what they were called, but you said Argus Cams, so you got that one figured out. It's the good old caster test, right? Do you know the actual name of this gadget? And I think it was Hap. He used to always quiz people when he cast with them.
Really?
And it was like annoying thing. Because it's like, he doesn't tell you he's going to quiz you. He just goes, do you know what this is called? I'm like, no. And he knows, of course, because he knows all those things. And
they're Sam Cams. It's Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell. Like,
there are Sam Cams.
We got to call them Sam Cams. True. Well, there you go. The Evil Eye to shoot off yet another Selma.
And the OCE shield, what do you call that one?
The Talon shield. The PSG Talon shield.
Yeah, there it is.
Actually.
Yeah, you're 3 for 3 right now. I don't know about that one. That's too much advertising right now. We already had Rob earlier, flexing his company. We gotta chill, man.
Oh, that's a good nade. What an
late
angle from Tex, by the way. All the way from the CEO Rappel. Finds the player in elevator. It's Physics, the Maestro, who falls. Those Evil Eyes will be good for information, but not much else.
That's a ridiculous angle. That's a very high-value target kill. 60 seconds still to go, and Chiefs, while they've been quite slow so far, they got good drones, they got a foot in the door, and Jigsaw has been so good on entry, has to make his approach in Janitors very shortly here against the SMG-11 shotgun of Box. Very important gunfight right now, and the winner can likely win the round.
Time for an entry, but Jigsaw finds nothing. Bit of an uninspired attack from Chiefs despite finding that opening kill. Just a few lurky-loos. Trying to find space. Not finding anything. Kyrie with his DMR still holding his position. He's actually going to prevent the death mark from going off. A nade follows him. He might be caught here, but he spots Quiz and gets the kill as well. It's a swift end to the round as Tex goes down a Box, and the defense didn't seem to be too perturbed at all. After losing their Maestro, they just locked down their positions, and Chiefs had no form of attack.
I feel like there was more that could have been done there. If you're worried about the player inside of Janitors and you have a Deimos on CEO Rappel with a nade in pocket, instead of Jigsaw just walking in that door into a crossfire and dying, you could have tossed a grenade out from the Deimos from either above the reinforcement to the side of the rotate and trying to slot his positioning. You could have gone downstairs, done a bit of verticality. I feel like Chiefs pretty much just oversimplified their approach and didn't really give it their all by just walking up lobby stairs, walking in Jan door. Both of those attackers completely playing on their lonesome with no trade and no refrag. However, sometimes you think the gap play is gonna work, and if it did, I mean, we wouldn't be saying these things. They would have gotten both of those kills and probably the round with that. But I do want to see Chiefs working more together as a team, because that was my worry about them. I am not really worried about the individuals here. I do think the Chiefs can go 1-for-1 to blows at Ludavica, no doubt about it, but I want to see them utilize each other and the teamwork instead of relying on individual heroics, because it's not necessary. Ludavica has already shown us that they can play a really high level of Rainbow Six Siege. You cannot underestimate them. You cannot simplify this too much. You gotta give it 100% if you want to go further in this bracket.
Yeah, Chiefs got to be careful. You can't put too many things down to chance here against Ludavica, because they will punish you. They're a solid roster, even if occasionally they do make mistakes, like letting their smoke die 30 seconds into the round on basement. We'll see about now, though. Open area defense. Chiefs maybe will be a little bit more careful as well when something like the Maestro is picked. Make sure that they have proper counters set up and they get the info they need in prep phase, because you could see that it really stalled them out on stock last round. This time, stock is being held by the Azami of Cairo.
Sees a very, very slow and steady one. Ludavica recognize they don't have to fight back a whole lot for now. They can just play their positions until their utility gets cleared on out. Cairo doing a great job. Not over peeking, not getting too aggressive with it. He's playing his spot as he should to survive and to hold that position. Box being tracked by the Demo sees he's outside the building. Not really a threat right now. And because the Valkyrie downstairs, that C4 threat always looming beneath. So Tex might have to consider just staying on the exterior right now. Good shot though, finds Box for free as Jigsaw. Good on the entry and looking for more.
Yeah, he's red hot here. Already deep into archives. He might force out a rotation from Cairo upstairs as well. The hope here for Chiefs is that these Ludavica players start to get a little bit antsy. Milo as well upstairs. Looks like Karma's actually coming to support them from the main stairs at the moment. These three players from the defense all locked in and around the top floor. Where did Chiefs put their next target? That's my question. Are they going to try and hard flush out these top 4 players? It seems to be the case. Tex comes through, and really it's just a bait to try and get Milo to drop the hatch and fall as Jigsaw was waiting for him. However, there is a trade from that position of Karma on these main stairs. Ludavica still trailing, but not by much.
Ludavica leaving that gap in the middle of the building. That Telas Arcas where Josh and Jigsaw was earlier as well. It's costing them. Losing health, losing players. Dogstim gets come back to full HP though. With 30 seconds left, Chiefs still gotta go quite soon. Ludavica have a really good winning chance if they can lock down the angles and stop them from entering. And just with that kill, it's back to a 3-on-3 with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, this is not a good turn of events there for Chiefs, but Oda just saves his teammate in time. Almost a kill as well. Onto Cairo. Karma has an angle. He gets the down. He gets a kill as well. All up to Quiz in a 1 versus 2. Oda not able to be picked up. And this is the end of the round here for Chiefs. A team kill to try and finish it off here. And Ludavica can just simply hold their positions. Nothing to be done for poor Quiz on his entry. A bit of a flip there for Ludavica. It looked like they were on the ropes. But a solid rotation, a kill here and there. And Chiefs were left with more questions than answers.
Yeah, open area bomb site is one of those where it's hard to attack because you gotta play the full map. There can be defenders in the basement, up top floor, on first floor, by the bomb site. So you have 2 big challenges. The first one is to roam clear, of course, because there will be roamers. The second one is how do you expect to execute on the bomb site if you don't bring any bomb site execution operators that can get down that diffuser, whether it's a Ying or a Sense or a shield operator, a glass with smokes. Because we just saw it walking in that kitchen double door. Everybody's watching that angle from so many different locations. It's not really a favorable gunfight to be in. And they were missing that. They're missing the execute. They had the open and kill. They had the roam. They had the map control. They didn't have the tools for the execute on the side of Chiefs. They couldn't get down that diffuser. They couldn't even try and get it down. Operator bans just happened for that 3rd and final set. We got Valkyrie being banned away, and we got Deimos being target banned as well, which is interesting. Ludavica banned Deimos despite the fact that they've been playing Mute and or Tuberao every single round so far, and the Deimos strikers haven't really been a problem necessarily. What this does mean, it opens up their possibility of roaming, hiding in areas, and not having to rely on Tuberao Mute now longer in these rounds. Whereas Chiefs has said, we don't want to play IQ every single round, so let's get rid of Valkyrie, get a more flexible attack and lineup, and we're happy.
There's a big difference this round here for Chiefs. I mean, there's a lot of differences. One thing that comes to mind is the Twitch here. Twitch pick, trying to counter those Vulcan canisters here from the Goyo. But it's very challenging to actually get those Twitch drones in there when there are defenders active. There's a lot of Vulcan canisters you want to take down. 4 of them. They're going to be high priority. A lot of critical cameras as well you're going to want to target. Josh has a hard task ahead of him. And there in the pit we can see a couple of those Vulcan canisters. The bomb site is very well fortified here for Ludavica.
It's very well opened as well. Did you see that? Tashanka has opened up every
I did not
single
see that.
wall.
My.
You say fortified, I say they're prepared for a long angle. It's to enable the Tashanka to fire grenade deny, basically, Shurima launcher. It can be a bit tricky to navigate that sometimes, and the bigger the hole, or the easier the target is to hit, I suppose. The big thing for Ludavica now is because they're investing so heavily into time deny and plant deny, they need to try and slow down Chiefs as early as possible, right? With a bit of a soft roam, kill some drones, fall back. They haven't really been doing that too much. Chiefs have full map control besides the basement bomb site, with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Now we got Karma with 3 Tuber canisters in pocket, and normally you would just freeze the hatch and stall for more seconds, but because Tex and Chiefs, they got the foresight, they brought out the Maverick, which perfectly counters this deny strat, and that has bought Chiefs valuable seconds on the clock, as there's still Goyo, Smoke, and Tashanka to deal with later on.
You can see Ludavica wanted to hold on to that hatch for as long as possible, but Chiefs have made quick work of it, and that way they can really dominate this bomb site here. Vulcan Canisters has been mostly dispatched with. Now they've droned out the site. Barbed wire gone. There's going to be a lot of time in the bank here for Chiefs to go for that execute.
There's the Maverick again. Takes doing so much work. I mean, they can start faking down the plant right now, but the issue is, I don't know if they realize it's a Tashanka. I guess by now they would. Fast plant, get shot from garage. They can start firing. They cannot go for default plant. They gotta go for a deep push and plant elsewhere because of Milo on the Tashanka here.
However, Karma has died. He was the garage player. Is there a way that they can try and force the issue here against Moloska on that Tashanka? Oda again tries to go for the plant, but it's both the Tashanka fire and the smoke from Cairo that's making this difficult, perhaps even impossible. They really need to target Milo, and Nade goes out. He's going to take a bit of damage. Oda has found a gap through it. However, the gas is going to really damage him up, and that's going to force desperation now. Physics is going to finish off the plant, and these open walls are making it impossible for Chiefs to find a safe haven. Cairo mops up 3 kills all the way from the bottom of main stairs, and that is the advantage of opening up all of the bomb site.
Yep, and again, what are Chiefs missing? They're missing the execute enabling operator. They had the Blackbeard for roam clear, they had the Maverick for the Tuberau, and that's excellent. But they, again, once more, don't have a way to safely go for an execute or go for a plan B. The only plan B they can go for is sprinting through the bomb site through fire and smoke, dropping down the hatch, unable to fight back, and that, of course, is not going to get you a win in any single gunfight. Once more, no Ying, no Sense, no Grim, no Backstab. Didn't get the hatches in lobby, I don't believe. So there's no real pressure there on the side of Ludavica. And they can just put all their guns in the same direction. And as you said, with those walls being opened up, you can see everything on the bomb side. There's nowhere that's safe to plant. Ludavica being strategically better right now. Chiefs cannot problem solve, and they called their tactical timeout to try and figure out what can they change in these upcoming rounds, because they need at least one more attack on the half.
I really love to see what Ludavica's bring to the table, Nick. I'm impressed. A lot of cheeky ideas, even if they're only going to work once or twice, right? You know, Maestro on the top floor, not being repeated here, by the way. It was just a one-round wonder. On that basement, you go for that really open hold, and in the late round, it's going to force Chiefs to drop down hatches and be so exposed in the bomb site. The way you usually get away with that is by trying to find a cheeky plant while going deep for kills, but when you're dropping into a literal kill box, it's so hard.
Doorway barricaded. Wall secured.
That's the base and bomb side, and that's where you can kind of do the turtle strats, where you're just sitting back, waiting for things to happen. It feels like, though, Ludavica have been able to do that on all the bomb sites. On top floor, they're holding their passive angles, they're waiting. Open area came down to a 3-on-3, they're holding their angles, they're waiting. And on basement, they got the plant deny, and they're waiting. Chiefs are unable to problem solve these moments, and therefore, Ludavica are not feeling any pressure in the server to make any sort of hero play. So Chiefs gotta clear those corners, they gotta force out the defenders, and they gotta figure out a way on how to do that. The Capital here is great, the Grim is great, the Blitz is great. Now it comes down to execution and communication. Can they utilize these operators correctly, use the right tools in the right positions, therefore either get kills or map control? That's what they gotta show us right now. They just had the tactical timeout to really think things through. It has to be a good attack, it has to be.
Come to think of it, the only round the Chiefs have won was when they killed the smoke right at the start of the round on the basement, and then spent the entire round making sure they didn't forfeit that advantage. That's the only round Chiefs have won so far. It's been 3 defenses straight from Luda on 3 different bomb sites. Chiefs really need to step it up. It's not going to be easy when that Azami is in play. Chiefs didn't decide to ban it. They got rid of the Valkyrie instead. And this is Army. The two Brow's also been a mainstay. These setups from Luda have been really good. Chiefs need to figure out a way that they can actually force themselves into this bomb site, force a plant down. Because as you said, Ludavica are not exposing themselves. They're not giving Chiefs the opportunity to get that numbers advantage. They're playing passive and they're forcing Chiefs to make the first move.
And what is that gonna be? Right now, holding angles and window repels, droning in through janitor into a mute jammer. Twitch drone actually gets the jammer.
Oh, they get
survives the radius. But you see the game plan, Ludavica, they're not moving. They got 3 guys inside in 3 different corners waiting for things to happen. 1 player active main stairs, and of course bandit trick in the wall. On top elevator. There goes the fire. Is there a follow-up?
Ooh.
It's just shot.
Yeah,
the fire missed the mark.
Yeah, and the timing isn't here as well. Jigsaw failed with both of his Twitch drones, and he fails on his entry as well. Tex is on the ground on the blitz. He was the player meant to be that special ingredient to get into the site and enable the execute. Mistimed, misread, and Chiefs have been dismantled. It's up to Oda, the last player left alive. Tex is on the floor. 4 Ludavica defenders waiting for their positions. A dominant round on the top floor. An absolutely pitiful showing from the Chiefs. They're down 1-4, and Ludavica are running away with Bank.
It's the small things enough for Chiefs that I'm not liking what I'm seeing. They use the capital fire in the rotate of janitors from CEO Repel, and that doesn't even get close to the mute playing in janitors, because he's playing on the reinforced wall. What almost every single team is doing, what we've seen in OCE, what we've seen in APAC North, what we saw in like everywhere, basically. EUNA, doesn't matter. You shoot open above the reinforced wall and janitors from CEO, and you will use the capital fire hitting the ceiling so it spreads down inside the room. Now you're reaching that strong position for the defender, then Blitz can push the hallway, and the mute is forced to either run away and get shot by the Blitz, or run into the Blitz and get flashed because Twitch still with the mute jammers, and the guy will die. But they missed the fire, the Blitz walks in, Mute's not in danger, he has the angle, and it just doesn't work. Chiefs are honestly failing on areas that I didn't think they would be. It's the very small, simple first step things. They're not getting to play the round the way they want because they can't get a foot in the door, they can't find the opening kill, and they don't get to actually execute in any of these rounds. Scopos, huh? Okay.
Yeah, oh, common pick here. Maybe Box is going to play in a playing to die position either downstairs or upstairs, it seems, in this case. Play to die. The great thing about this is, like, even if he's about to get naded, he can still get out of dodge. If he's going to get capitaled, he can get out of position pretty quickly.
Garage Claymore. Okay.
Curious. Well, this is the last chance for Chiefs to have an attack round. And they clearly are cooking something. I mean,
they gotta win this one.
They really do. You've got the Rayora as well from Jigsaw. If this is a 1-5, remember this is Chiefs' map pick. We know that they're good at this map. We know they're all right at Cafe. They did win it earlier today, but that was a very, very tight match. Ooh. Speaking of tight situations,
he might be dead.
Box is going to have to get out of dodge as soon as he can. He doesn't actually have time. He really should have gone for the TP there, I think, and tried to get out downstairs onto his inactive shell, but he didn't feel safe getting onto his camera to do so. So he's taken down. Very little to no impact of that operator in this round.
I think it's fine to lose 1 player here in open area. I mean, half the round is burned already. You have 2 C4s downstairs and Monster Drone they can use to get that C4 kill, perhaps. Chiefs, again, they haven't looked all that confident in the execute. That's what comes in about a minute's time from now. If you can keep this 4-man player count up and alive, you still have a pretty good chance. Chiefs are rotating the backbit towards lobby. They're actually not going to play top floor, so these C4 is probably not going to be all that lethal. They had one pre-placed downstairs. I'm not sure they got destroyed by the boogie drone or not.
I think it would have. Ooh,
hasn't been popped. So, oh, it's right there by the edge, actually.
Might actually be able to find the kill.
Still find something. Blackbeard on lobby has to make the push in towards that first floor. They sees the C4 as well. He knows the player somewhere there. C4 gets shot. Impact opens the wall. Now there's a crossfire, but Josh finds Karma first.
And Josh has found Milo as well. Physics and Cairo, last 2 standing. Physics is in sight, holding down the fort, as is Cairo. 40 seconds. Now, Chiefs need to make sure that this time doesn't bleed away. They have such a dominant advantage right now. They need to make good on it. They need to focus up on the site. And so they do. A bit of a breach. Tex has a nade. He's opening up a hole to throw it. Out goes the nade. He needs to capitalize on this and make sure he gets inside the site on the back of it. He still doesn't know if anyone is in that corner. They haven't droned it. Instead, it's Cairo on this angle, held down by the keeper barriers, protected. Physics in his position. Oda finds Cairo. Physics left all alone. Big double kill. But Tex can surely just force this plant. Physics has a Nitro cell, but I don't think he's going to be allowed to use it. The Ayora closes the door, and Jigsaw closes the round for Chiefs.
A lot better. They finally got into an execute position using the Grim canisters, the Blackbeard, but it still got kind of close despite having an incredible numbers advantage in that 5 versus 2. They get the second round that they need to stay in this, and now we get the side swap. Bang, you know, historically has been an attacker favorite map, and they still can be for Ludavica to show up big. Chiefs were kind of falling short more than anything else. I do still think Ludavica has a really good chance, assuming that they know how to attack. And for Chiefs, I mean, win that final round, buys a bit of momentum going into the defensive side. I'm curious where they'll be starting because, you know, the whole map is yours. All 4 bomb sites are playable. Blackbeard and the Blitzband, so double shield, and Mirror as well as the castle. So a lot of information available for the defenders. The Asami also still kept open. And for the attackers, well, double shield means double shield. Still got Monty, still got the fuse shield. You're chilling.
Bombs from being defused by attackers.
Yeah, but on the flip side as well, you've got this clash. What's Tex going to do with it? Tex is a pretty mean shield player, particularly on this clash. We see him most of the time. I feel like I pretty rarely see the clash on the basement, though. What's the idea for him?
Yeah.
Is he going to be trying to hold like late round? Is it going to be server play?
Usually, it has 2 use cases. The first one is that you can hold server quite comfortably because you can just move around in case of like a Capital or grenade, etc. And there's not really anywhere to get shot in the back. The second one is that if the attackers want to take garage control, you can kind of let them have it and then retake it with Clash and 2 guns behind the Clash and just 3v1 and use the shield for cover. Other than that, it gives you stable amounts of information. It gives you a anti-rush, anti-shields, you know, stacker with the stun. Or the slow, rather, should I say, the electricity. But it does mean you're down a gun. Because the shield has to be up for Clash to be the most amount of useful. So, curious to see where Tex will find himself. Right now, he's inside a garage and just chilling.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be a server hold. It's a garage hold. Tex is just hard holding it, gun up with the shield placed down.
He's got that.
Yeah, this should be on lock. Pretty hard to lose that fight. Quick map control, though, from Ludavica. Info from Chiefs. Man, Pulse Basement on Bank. That is a throwback and a half. I feel like I'm watching Canadian in 2019.
Canadian and Shopify Rebellion had a big victory the other night, and he said, "No one does it better when it matters the most." And then Troy, the old man with dementia, said the exact same thing 2 more times. Nothing does it, or no one does it better when it matters the most. Ah!
Didn't they lose to DZ though? I swear. I thought I saw they lost to DZ.
They won their first series and they lost their second series. But we don't talk about the loss. We talk about the victory here, James. And they qualified for EWC with that placement, and they said on Twitter that was their goal. So they got the real victory.
I guess so. I guess so. Of course, for both these teams, it's elimination down the barrel of this match. If you are to lose in this series, that's elimination from the OCE League in Stage 1. You're kicked out of the bracket. No more vying for those top SI points. No chance at getting that invite to EWC. And this is really turning back time. I mean, we've seen Pulse play in Gold Vault to try and detect this plant and use his C4 to deny it for years. It's one of the oldest tricks in the Rainbow Six book, and that's exactly what Josh is doing. He's going to be able to see exactly how many players are here watching for it. He sees one on the head holes. He can call out to the rest of his team. They'll know that this is Maverick. He knows it's a player directly behind the planter, and one going into plant. And so the shots come through from Jigsaw with the DMR. A lot of damage he's done so far. The smoke goes out as well. Josh can say, look, they're out. They're not on the plant. We don't have to worry. We know that that gas has landed correctly. Meanwhile, Texas still tempted to go for a flank here as well. The C4 is pre-primed by Josh. He's going to wait for the sound. Listen.
I like this.
Listen for the sound. And so he hears it. Nitro goes out. It does detonate. And the Oda's smoke gets the kill. Jigsaw finds the frag as well with that DMR. Josh will overswing and then get traded on back, but it doesn't seem to matter. The deed is done here for Chiefs. A flank in the form of the Clash forces Milo into a very awkward position. Timer will be his enemy, and Chiefs kick off their defensive half in a much better form.
I really liked how they were juggling between the Toxic Babe and the C4. We see a lot of teams where it's Toxic Babe, Toxic Babe, Toxic Babe, then a C4. And it's, you know, we're humans, we recognize patterns. If that's what they're gonna do, we're gonna predict it. They did Toxic Babe, C4, then Toxic Babe. So when Fuse goes to that final attempt at planting, that would have been, he's expecting a Toxic Babe to get tossed and then pop. He'll take like one tick of damage, he'll walk away alive. That's fine. It was a C4. He gets injured. He dies. It's over. Of course, the counteraction here, had Ludavica shot the C4 mid-air before it connects, maybe we can just stick the plant and it goes down. But that's the cat and mouse game that you play on that basement attack and defense, and you're right, I cannot recall the last time I saw a pulse scanning from Vault like that, but I loved seeing it because it's a very simple play to make, but it gives you guaranteed and constant information of where the plant is going down and when the plant is going down with the heartbeat scanner. Beautifully done for Chiefs, and it shows us a lot more teamwork already on that first round on defense than most of their attacks combined.
Yeah.
Attacker's objective is to defuse the bomb.
Oh, well, it's the first of many rounds that these guys are going to need to get back into it. This is their map pick, like we've said. They need to have peak form here on Bank as we go into Cafe. We know they play it, but we know that Ludavica has likely had enough time to go and break down a little bit of their game earlier today and figure out exactly what was done against Chiefs by Circular Spheres. That pushed them to overtime. Chiefs are just one round trailing though. It could flip very quickly, Pengu, if we see Ludavica struggle on the attack.
It's always hard because we see Chiefs on the favorable side not finding their footing, and then you go side swap and all of a sudden they do. It's one of those weird things where it doesn't make sense, but it kind of is what it is. Ludavica getting the right hand side, CEO wall open up from the exterior. That's going to give them an entry. What that breach tells Chiefs very early on, though, is what kind of execute Ludavica wants to go for. A CEO plant. An Ash Charge used to destroy their Runegate on the window, only temporarily. Not the drone, not a flashbang, not a smoke. An Ash Charge. Now, granted, there's no mirror. And you probably can't Ash Charge the Clash Shield realistically. Yeah, but you can Clash juggle, right? Where, like, they use the Ash Charge, you pick it up. There's always a chance, that's true. But I don't know if I see the vision here. It's very much full commitment, 3-2-1, full send-it. And there's going to be a C4 below, a Clash in the hallway, a Rooney DMR holding long lines aside, a Sami Kibas 3 in pocket. A lot of things could go wrong here for Ludavica. And once they're committing, once they're going in, there's no way back out. They're going to be fully invested and they have to just keep going forward.
I want to know where Box is going to put these Rayoras. There's one impact grenade for Tex. And there's a C4 on Quiz. The problem with using the Rayora is sometimes you can count on it too much. It's going to be used here once. Potentially a second one likely to come out shortly. It's not seeming to go down as of yet. The plant is surely going to go down, though, deep. And I think that Chiefs don't even realize it. There's nobody home here. Ludavica in the 5 versus 5 have confirmed that plant. Oda finally gets that shield locked down, and the first kill found for Chiefs. But they need a hell of a lot more than that to be done from top square. Jigsaw goes down. Karma finds a long angle from down in ATMs as well. And at the drop of a hat, everybody for Chiefs falls. Ludavica from a 5v5 plant to utter domination in the post plant. They're 2 rounds away from stealing the first map.
it all comes down to the plant position. How many people have the balls to plant on the soft wall of generators? He's like, his feet were by the soft wall, his body was by the reinforced wall. He's right next to two different defenders, a Clash and a Jaeger. There was a Valcam inside of CEO, and that's the big thing. Ludavica, they mapped out the entire bomb site, took down the only bit of information with the Valcam, smoked off janitor, created sound, and planted in a really awkward and uncommon spot. Chiefs had no idea what was going on because they couldn't possibly have any idea. They were lacking information. Ludavica, they make a very risky play, very ballsy, and it pays off massively. And that's a great execute at that. Chiefs, they played their corners, they played safe, they did all the right things. But they only had a single C4 that had any chance of destroying that planter. If you don't know where that is, well, you gotta get lucky, and they weren't.
Now the story continues for this map, Nick, of Ludavica always figuring out what's going on, always having the read, and Chiefs just being a bit clueless. They didn't have a response. They didn't even realize that the Maestro was picked on Ludavica's top floor defense, and then Ludavica really slowed down that Chiefs attack because of it. We saw a similar situation when Ludavica defended the basement with that chunk with all the walls open. Chiefs just didn't have a good read of it. Same thing happened that round. Ludavica, they mapped out the bomb site like you said. They went for an execute. Chiefs didn't even realize it was happening.
Now we're gonna see some different kind of operators. The sense being brought out. I love to see it. It's a funny one because no one can see through the wall. The glass can't see through the projector wall. The Warden can't. The BPs can't. It's not a smoke grenade. It's a projector wall, if you will. But bullets go through them. And it's again one of those operators where you can be completely covered in terms of visual confirmation. You can still die through it. Ludavica right now just doing self-destruction, using the flourish drones, using regular drones for information. Both Ash charges also spent very much early in the round. You see Josh upstairs and janitors with double reinforced wall, just kind of holding on, stopping anybody from just free taking CEO. With I think Oda as well, where by front desk and CEO also just kind of holding on.
Sure,
where's the entry? Where's the way in?
Kara has found his pick. I'm not sure where Quiz was playing, but it's going to be awkward now. Oda surely trapped. He gets flashed.
He's there.
The Dreadmine goes out though, and this is going to make things very awkward for Karma. He spots it finally. How did he not die? The E1D goes out again. Oda could have moved on the back of it, but he decided not to. He should spot the player. Takes off Karma's head. Diffuser dropped. Milo to trade. And Ludavica do win that exchange still thanks to that early pick that they found against Quiz. Cairo finds another one. Jigsaw has not been himself this game. 2 versus 4 to defend against what could be map point for Ludavica. It's Tex and Josh on the main stairs now. The newest addition to Chiefs holds his position. Previously where Quiz himself died. Tex with a pre-ripped C4 just waiting for some info, but Ludavica have slowed it right down.
Oh yeah. They are resetting the round, just stabilizing, getting the drones out the flanks. The Josh swing on Cairo takes him down though. The top gunner, 12 and 3 he was, now 4 deaths instead. Box finds Tex. Josh should have 1 on 3. Possible, winnable, 30 seconds to go. No easy plant here. It comes down to the sense walls to obscure the bomb site and grant a bit of coverage. But timer being oh so low. One mistake, the diffuser going down. That could cost them.
Oh, that's the first mistake, but the second will not be made. Milo, a very swift trade, very hyper-aware of that position. And a nuts shot as well. That's Ludavica on map point. 3 map points over the Chiefs on bank, which Chiefs themselves elected to take the fight to.
Okay. All of a sudden, things are not looking so good once again for Chiefs. I thought they had me for a second there on that first basement defense. I was like, okay, they got this one. Operator bans, the Clash. Oh, the Sense is a big surprise to me. We didn't even see the Operator being utilized, really. Clash ban, it sucks, it's annoying, it's hard to deal with. There's not that many counters that we saw from Ludavica. They only really had the Ash to deal with that particular Operator. So I'm curious now. Ludavica will get a second attempt at attacking that downstairs basement bomb site. The benefit here is that now you've seen what Chiefs did previously, and you're not gonna fall for that same trap. But Chiefs are actually adapting off of that and going with the Kai Tuberal for a lot of hatch deny now instead. So of course Cairo will play the Maverick. They're expecting that to happen. For Ludavica, I think as long as they're going in the building quickly and getting that map control to spend Maverick time on the hatches, breach the server walls and such, I think they're gonna be okay. So it comes down to Chiefs. Are you gonna have an offensive roam that's actually gonna kill a couple of drones before you fall back and buy some time? Or are you happy with the 5v5 execute, where it's just gonna come down to the final 20 seconds? That's what I'm wondering here. What Chiefs deem that is good for them.
It's a long road back to overtime, though. And Ludavica have looked pretty damn solid in this game. I'd say one of the best Ludavicas that we've seen so far. And as I said, Ludavica have had a pretty turbulent run. I mean, they lost the Chiefs pretty decisively. They did take GG to overtime, but still lost it. They haven't won a map against Enterprise in the 3 maps that they've played. They were even pushed deep by Circular Spheres when they faced each other.
Reloading.
This would be a monumental victory for Ludavica, the first of their wins against those top 3 Titans in the region in Chiefs, GG, and EP. This team has not beaten any of them ever before, even for a single map.
Oh. Interesting.
Let's keep them on their toes.
It's a quiet round. I think right now for Ludavica, you do not want to make a mistake. You do not want to overstep. Got the fuse in there. They got a service that's being held. They got the self-destruction for the buff, making the rotate between the rooms of archives and opened area. Fuse canister going out. They'll get a kill. It takes down Quiz.
Wow.
He just got exploded on the bomb site from the corner hatch. Disaster of a death. Complete freebie. And that's not what you use the fuse for necessarily. It's more about denying the Kai claws and the tuber canisters, any sort of self-destruction, but they'll take the freebie on the kill. Staircase is dangerous because a shield or a shotgun on Oda is there, but that's what the shield is handy from the fuse.
Oh, Oda, you need to win this. He finds one. The gas is surely going to light up Physics. That was a big mistake. Cairo needed to land that kill, but he couldn't. He choked it when he needed to. Physics is very low HP. Another gas babe. Milo's going to tank most of it.
God.
Oh no, Milo!
Milo?
He almost dies completely from that gas. Physics takes even more damage. This is devastating for Ludavica. Quite a turn of events after finding that opening kill with the fuse canister. Now they are well and truly down in the dumps. And Chiefs have all forfeited all the way back to site. This should be a very easy lock from here. Oda might be out of gas, but it doesn't matter. HP damage has been dealt. 2 C4s still to go. And all it takes is a few shots to the leg to finish off Milo. Box the last one standing. It's going to need to be an impromptu, informal tactical timeout. He even says BRB in the old chat. 20 seconds to figure out what the hell went wrong there.
15 seconds to go.
This is the classic case of server stairs. I mean, if Oda gets 1 kill and falls back, that's bad for the attackers. If Smoke gets 1 kill, almost 2 more with the toxic gas, and falls back, it's practically round over. I mean, you need to clear that position before you can go to the next step in the round. And it's kind of ridiculous the way that Oda did get the kill, right? He was popping the toxic babe, and then he just like hip fire, 1 pumped, the Maverick walking in for the kill. Ludavica did everything right. It just didn't find the frag, the trade, and the server stairs control to progress that round. And with that round loss, Ludavica will call their tactical timeout because all they need is 1 and done. Then they go next map, then they'll be happy daisies, but they can't let this slip away from them. Imagine this goes overtime. All of a sudden, the mental, oh guys, we should close this out in regulation. Come on, what are we doing? And those small mistakes will come back to haunt you. So I like this approach. Master up, Giga cook your next attack, successful, and then you go to cafe if you win.
And we saw some pocket strats win some defensive rounds for these guys. Whether it was the Tachanka, whether it was the Maestro. What were the pocket strats we saw from EP in the first half? There were a couple of really nice, handy-dandy little pocket strats that won them rounds. And GG even did it as well. I'm trying to remember, what was the GG pocket strat? Oh, well.
Yeah, we saw some different iterations. Right? We saw like a glass push. We saw the blitz rush. We saw the oh my god, that was a really good one actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
There was like a cocktail repellent cafe, the rappel on in.
Oh, the Blackbeard, that was gnarly.
Yeah.
Fisher absolutely scared the shit out of GG that they ended up playing the Blackbeard the next round as well. And Fisher was like, that's fine, I play Monty in Blitz anyway. But yeah, I mean, all you need is just 1 round of a Giga Brain attack. Just something cheeky, something off pace. And in that case, it is actually the Glaz that's picked. It's going to be switched off of. I think that's the right call. The question for me is Ludavica going to figure out that Oda has gone with that Maestro? Because especially on this bomb site, Pengu, man, the Maestro can be so powerful. And if you don't bring that Brava or an adequate counter like the Flores, which by the way has been picked off of here by Ludavica, then man, things can be really hard. Between the quad wall being fully reinforced and Maestro on the board, this is going to be a really challenging late round execute for Ludavica.
I do like this from Chiefs though, saying, okay, whatever they just wanted to like do for a counter strat, let's just turtle up. Let's just make it as difficult as possible for them to execute and get bombs at access, and let's bring things that can get us easy kills or damage. 3 C4s. Pair that with the Valkyrie cameras and the Evil Eyes from the Maestro, you get a ton of information. Then you get the Bandit for Walton Eye and a Sami to further, strengthen certain player positions. This is great. Ludavica have a really big challenge in front of them. They have to adaptively, on the fly, problem solve how to break this apart, how to go for a plant, and where to find the kills. If you look at the positions from Chiefs right now, they don't care about top 4 at all. All 5 players on the first floor. They're playing open area. They're playing Taylor/Archives very briefly. Now they've fallen back. They are only playing on the sites.
Oh, have they got nitro cells available here? Have they got info upstairs? There's a camera in top square, it seems. I don't think Chiefs actually have information. There's one main stairs, one top square. I don't know where that last Vault cam is. Bottom square. Okay, so there's none actually in CEO or Exec Lounge or any of those areas where it would appear that you would typically think Chiefs would be going for nitro cells, particularly as you said, they brought 3 of them. But instead, no, it's very much Ludavica locking in with the vert play. The Rams come through, open up a lot of this floor. They can pretty much dominate Tellers and Archives now. But as we've said, this is all about the turtle strat here for Chiefs.
Well, minute 20 and things are not really progressing as the pace I would like to see for Ludavica. The lower the time, of course, the more in favor of defenders it gets. No kill found, 3 C4s still in pocket, information still in pocket. Jigsaw is the one player that can allow to play offensively right now because he has nothing really in pocket besides the Asami keypads, which he has 4 of. Ludavica again, where do you find the opening? Where do you actually make your first mark?
Ooh.
C4 bottom elevator? What are we doing here, Tex?
Very cheeky.
Does he have like a perfect read?
Well, if we watch Oda, he's actually been flicking all of these cameras. He's got information as well in the bottom elevator hallway. He can be calling to Tex downstairs. Out comes that C4. It almost finds its mark, to his credit. Chiefs also have a C4 prepped on Quiz. It misses too, however. Jigsaw's found his kill. Meanwhile, Tex goes down, Hunter down below. The Ying comes out, but of course, seeing through the smoke is that Maestro. The Azami jams up the angle onto side. Meanwhile, underneath the desk, Josh comes to life. The bullet hose from Oda finds one as well. All up to Moloska now. In a 1v3, and Jigsaw puts him in the dirt. Chiefs fire up with a pocket strat of their own.
I love that. Again, just spamming keypads during the execute, just having the crossfires, and just playing what they have to. Play your position, play your angle, stop them from getting in the building. Was there more Ludavica could have done? Maybe. But at the same time, what should they have done? Quad wall fully reinforced, there's quadruple bandit batteries. Even if they were to breach it, would that actually give them much in that particular round? Not necessarily. It comes down to Josh being an absolute menace, proning on that desk and getting 2 kills in the round. Jigsaw staying alive for as long as possible. And while they're spamming those candelas and blinding everybody, guess what? Oda can hop on cams and say, guys, they're not pushing in. He was Evil Eye sapping them while they were pushing the door. They had full information and it works as a good distraction. You gotta do it one more time though to bring us to overtime and take the momentum out of the sails of Ludavica. They're gonna go top floor to do it. And this bomb site can probably the simplest be called down to. It's a bit of a coin flip. Attackers can do that, rappel execute with Aurora. They can go very quick. Just one punch kind of strategy. That worked last time for Ludavica. They can also take top floor, or take lobby rather into top floor, so they breach the elevator wall, walk up lobby stairs, use a shield or a glass or a Ying or something like that. You got a ton of options if you're Ludavica. It comes down to figuring out which option is the right one given the situation and believing and full committing. You cannot half-ass attacks on Bank, because once you're going, and there's not going to be a second go at things because you're spending often all that utility. In this case, it's Capital and the Glass. That's the 2 win conditions for Ludavica. They have 2 sets of smoke. They have 1 set of fire. That's what they have to work with.
And what's more, they need to make sure that they've dismantled the plant denial and the information gathering from the Valkyrie and the Echo before they hit go, before they start using those smokes and the fire. And there's actually already quite a bit of information on the players on Repel from that camera in lobby that Jigsaw's got. This is such a valuable camera. I mean, not only can it see these players outside on the windows, but it can also see all of lobby itself.
It's risky, but it might just pay off. I like how Ludavica has been taking the first minute and a half just to set up IQ scanning, mapping out where the util is. Cairo on the floor is destroying what he can from a safe distance. They're getting as much done before they gotta go in. There goes the fire. Smoke follows through afterwards, enabling Box on the Glass. Nobody rappelling and waiting for a C4 or a smoke perhaps, a counter response.
Wow,
there it is.
All of the utility.
Big investment.
Huge investment, and Physics is planting in smoke that's going to subside very shortly. A C4 almost
missed.
finds its mark, but the
Echo.
Yokai drone comes in to deny it, and the smoke to
they get
finish him off
kills?
as well. However, Ludavica have found the picks, and now Oda and Tex have to come through big. Oda with the shotgun kill on a Cairo 2v3, as Tex is safely behind his shield, but quickly wondering if he needs to get a wriggle on, as the rest of his team has fallen, except for just Oda. But guess what? There's no utility left on Box. Still 2 smokes available from Milo, though. A little bit of redundancy.
Yeah.
And a second opportunity for Ludavica to go for an execute.
They know there's a Yokai in CEO. It stopped IQ from planting when there was about 2 seconds left. The goal here, get Milo in a position to enable the Glass with that last set of smoke grenades. That's going to be the win condition. You got numbers advantage, 3 versus 2. Send 2 bodies against 1. That's your second win condition. The only thing Luda cannot do is go 1 versus 1 versus 1. They need to play together. 25 seconds, smoke's going out. It's time to go right now.
Oh,
Are
wow.
Chiefs ready? That's the question.
Well, they certainly are on the main stairs jump. Karma takes a huge risk, and Oda finds him, but Box has landed his shot. Oh, and Milo comes through from the backstab! Out of nowhere from downtown! And Ludavica have stolen the first map from Chiefs.
I can't believe it. What a ridiculous final round. We're all looking for the plant to go down, but that was not apparently what the main goal was. Purely a distraction game. Echo on the drone, smoke tossing out the gadget. Everyone's trying to be like, oh, how do we stop this guy? And the kills, the backstab, it all worked out in the end. A great 3-2-1 executed timing there for Ludavica. And taking Chiefs down on their own map? That's a bold statement for this best of 3 to come.
That it is. Cafe is up next. Chiefs on their last legs here in the OCE League. In the verge of elimination, they must stand tall. We'll be back after this.
Who's about to kick some serious ass? Remember, I'll be watching. Now you see me, now you don't.
Get ready! I'm taking them out!
Changing mags. I got this. Got my eyes on you. Located enemy.
We don't have my side. Why can't you be the light that I need? Can't you see what you've done to me? I'm falling apart with you. I wanna fall with you. I wanna flow with you. I need to know the truth. So tell me why you send me those signs filled with flowers and lies. Then you tear me to pieces and fade through the night. I broke down my walls and then you left me falling. I just wanna get you out of my life. We're born to fall, and I give it all just to let you know that I will keep you close. We're born to fall, and I give it all just to let you know that I will keep. So tell me why you send me those signs filled with flowers and lies. Then you tear me to pieces and fade through the night. I broke down my walls and then you left me falling. I just wanna get you out. So tell me why you send me those signs filled with flowers and lies. Then you tear me to pieces and fade through the night. I broke down my walls and then you left me falling. I just wanna get you out of my life.
With Sawyer and Edpen, we sort of saw the game the same, but they actually showed me different aspects that were more intriguing to me, like the Brazilian play style of surrounding and killing your opponent. We would do a lot of deceptive plays and trick your opponent into thinking you're pushing somewhere, but you're actually pushing here. A different version than I saw in Pro League. With Sawyer and Eddie, I was in Ludavica with them. We came top 2 in CL. We came top 4 in LPL Pro. And we're doing essentially pretty well. We were scrimming against the highest teams you could, and we were actually placing well against them in scrims. With this team, we scrimmed and we saw results, and eventually we made CL, and we actually came top 2, and we actually made it into Pro League. With this team, we grinded our asses off. I'm pretty sure we didn't have a single break. We didn't take breaks Saturdays or Sundays. We'd come home from work and go straight on it and just problem solve. We went through some hardships, man. We made roster moves. We made hard decisions of like who needs to, fix their problems and who doesn't. We had to make hard decisions, to progress our journey. Through making changes and all the work we've put in, we finally found results versus and scrimming the best teams in OCE. So that eventually gave us confidence to play CL and come top 2 and eventually make it into T1. When joining OCE T1, my standards were set with the Brazilian EU sort of style of siege. With Ludavica, from day one, we started following this. As soon as we caught eye on how well they were doing compared to the APAC region, we started following them, and eventually we started beating teams that we shouldn't have beat. Essentially, they started copying how the Brazils played because of how we were playing the game and how we were destroying them, even though we had the worst players than them and we put less time into it. We were showing a different type of siege that they're called troll. So eventually, the teams that needed to make a change were looking for them to make a change. So I trialed for Chiefs and I actually made it in, but I had a job. So the condition was to join that team. They didn't want me to have a job and play Siege because they thought it was going to burn me out. Sadly, I had a long talk with my parents and I actually had to decline it because in the COVID era, jobs weren't easy to come by. So yeah, that was tough for me. Going since 2017, grinding my way all the way up to T1 just to decline an offer. However, I went back to Ludavica and went back to the boys and, we're working hard again, doing the same process as before. And eventually, I was dropping a lot of kills against Wildcard. And they actually recognized me, they gave me a trial. With what happened with Chiefs, they understood that I had a job and they were actually okay with it. So I trialed and actually made it through. They brought me good joy because I could now finally play in actual T1 rather than OCE T1. All that hard work eventually paid off and I get to play against the best APAC players.
Cairo from Ludavica. You heard it from the man himself, Cairo from Ludavica, formerly of the Chiefs, now 1-0 in the series up against his former team. That's right, Ludavica absolutely destroyed Chiefs on the first map. And here they are on Cafe, the map that they chose to go to with a chance at getting it done in 2.
It is not necessarily what we expected, but it has been a couple of different games now at this point in OCE that have not gone according to expectations. Why not just add another one in the mix? I guess if we're to set the picture here, the good thing about Chiefs losing is when you really fail to meet your own expectations, you're gonna have a good hard look in the mirror and go, what can we do better? What can we fix? What are the problems? And really get on the grind to improvement. When things is kind of flowing and you're getting your expected achievements all the time and you're not really putting in 110%, then you can get lazy. Not saying Chiefs are, I'm just saying sometimes a loss can be a good wake-up call. Ludavica, they have not won this just yet though. Chiefs can still mount the comeback and make it happen. And starting defense on Cafe, a typically defender-sided map, can of course be a good way to go about that. But given the new operator ban system, it has kind of changed Cafe from just being a dead set defender favorite map. We have seen some different teams in different regions having a lot of success in the attack with the right executes paired with the right operator bans. For this one, Chiefs, they're defaulting back to the same things they did previously on Bank. They're doing double shield duty bans with the Blackbeard and the Blitz rather, leaving Monty open. Ludavica, they removed the castle, which is a very common one here for Cafe due to all the window repels and long lines of sight that can make it more comfortable for the defenders by closing those angles to the castle. And of course the clash, which just sucks to deal with. So the scene is kind of set with the operator bans, and because of that, well, Ludavica, they're going to bring both the Ying, the Monty, and the Nomad. Compare that with the Twitch and the Gridlock. This is a very slow attacking lineup. It's about getting in the building, nice and tight, work your way through it, not lose any members, lock down the flanks, and try and go for an execute. Chiefs got the Echo for counter, the Solus as well, and a single C4. So I think both teams have a similar read on one another, and they're both in a very good position here to make the most out of the first round.
There's actually a second C4, easy to miss, on the back of the recruit. The Sentry bringing it as their primary gadget.
That's true.
So yeah, if you're scanning the secondary
point.
gadgets, you only see one C4, but yeah, C4 on Josh there. Interesting to see the Sentry brought. I mean, there's so many good operators on the defensive side. Could be bringing, but actually have a primary gadget, but I guess it's the value of who can just bring that C4. Out goes Smoke.
They're kind of turtling, right? Double shield. They can't just raw dog this, surely, right? They're just gonna go for it?
There's no way. The Echo is surely gonna deny
The Echo
this.
here should stop it.
Nitro comes out. Oh, Cairo actually goes down to the Jigsaw from below on the Solus. Now amidst the situation, Carla gets all around it. Finds Josh running through the smoke. Numbers advantage for him. Quiz, though, almost gets away with his life. Comes back for more before Physics puts him down. Oda and Jigsaw now to withstand what has been a bit of a crazy start to the round. Start to the map as well from Ludavica.
Don't see any Yokai drones, but they got those deployable shields for safety and cover. No nades for the attackers left remaining. No smokes either. Just a 2v2 gunfight. Oda has the C4. Jigsaw has the Solus gadget for intel if they were to go for a plant. The drone comes out. They see Jigsaw's position, but they can't quite find him.
Ooh. Physics got absolutely spooked there for a second. And Jigsaw makes it a 2 versus 1. His position known, but as he knows exactly where Physics is, he can back on out. Finally takes down that Twitch drone. It's up to Physics to make this 2 1v1s. 10 bullets. And a reload. No util to speak of, just this F90. No diffuser either. He's about to round the corner to Oda, who's waiting for him. Finds the off angle and secures the first round on the board for Chiefs here at Cafe.
A ridiculous first round. I mean, the Execute is going for it. The Solus, the Echo, the C4 comes out and responds. It injures the Monty. It stalls things out. Ying gets a double, almost a triple kill in the midst of the chaos. Again, both teams really said, we think we know what's about to happen, and they just played the perfect operators into it from both sides. The only thing Ludavica didn't have anything of there was the backstab. There was nobody on cocktail window rappel, you know, to shut down the rotations, holding freezer, or anything like that. It was very much a front end to take. They had a guy on piano rappel, I believe, Skylight, and then Star. That was their entire take. Now, they probably didn't know there was going to be a Solus and an Echo on the board. If they did, I doubt that that exact plan. But I will say this, they got very, very far in that round, despite the Monty dying so early, despite the plan not working out. It could have been anybody's moment to shine. But I think Chiefs to figure out what the play game is going to be here against Ludavica. Just like on Bank, let's play heavy utility, let's play plant deny, let's play sheltered drones and information, and just let them make all the first moves. All we gotta do is react accordingly, and because we pick so many different pieces of utility, we can react in so many different ways. So I expect this again, similar thing, early roam, early fallback, and just play the bomb side.
I want to know what Jigsaw's going to be able to achieve. He already looks a little bit more confident here on Cafe. I was a bit disappointed in Bank. Jigsaw made a lot of errors where he didn't know where players were coming from. He's the kind of player, I mean, best in the region right now. If you don't count Player, who's only played what, a couple dozen rounds, is the top player in the region. And Jigsaw's the kind of player where you always have to be like, oh, okay, that's Jigsaw. I need to give him a bit of respect because I know he's not going to give me any.
Yeah. I like this from Chiefs. They got their early roam, but you see how they're playing towards the lower half of the staircase. Pretty much showing us that their plan is not to get a kill, is to kill that first entry drone and then fall back one step at a time. They're buying enough space in the map right now to just slow down Ludavica. It's been over 60 seconds. They're just entering red stairs. We know that all the defenders are now back towards the bomb site entirely. Ludavica don't know that. They got a slow drone out train. They just finished doing so. They're blocking from the exterior. Or doing the ram boogie drone. Either or. They're gonna start. Oh my god. Okay, through the soft wall. He finds two. Jigsaw out of nowhere destroys the boogie drone as well. What was a very stable and good round for Ludavica has completely been turned upside down with those two deaths, and I'm not even sure plan B is in order. It's time for plan C, which is drop a hatch, run down the staircase, go for a kill, because if Chiefs plays this correctly, all they gotta do now is kind of let go of their mouse and keep up for the next 60 seconds and wait for that desperate final moment to execute that Ludavica is forced into now.
just desperately looking for someone.
Loading new mag.
Yeah.
When plan A doesn't work, you need to at least find a few kills. Like there's just no way that Ludavica can conjure something without a pick or two here. And that's why they're fishing first before they go for something desperate. I mean, usually you'd be like, okay, we get the vert, we push for picks. If not, we then execute on VIP and then we execute into the site. We're not even going to get to step 2. So it's just going to be pure desperation now. The Kiba barriers as well.
Shotgun waiting for them. Toxic Babe in pocket of Tex. I mean, they are completely locked out. Goyo Fire is still up aboard as well. Oh, they are so locked out of this one. There's no way in.
Shotgun comes through, but it's a miss. And a big double kill as well from Physics on the Capital. Low HP now. And as you said, the Vulcan Fire is still available. The Chiefs to detonate. The smoke, actually. There's also even an Evil Eye in sight for Oda to use. The diffuser dropped on the floor. Milo forced into the meat grinder. Josh finds a 2-piece to close it for Chiefs. It was really one in those early picks for the defense. And yeah, not a lot that Luda could do about that.
I think the second Jigsaw gets the kills is just kind of over here. I mean, you don't have much more you can do in that round unless Chiefs make a big mistake. And that's where their experience and their higher level does come into play. They can recognize when they're in a winning position and when they are in a losing position. When you're losing, you go for swings, you go for a last shot, you try and even back numbers advantage, for example, something like that. When you are winning, you can just kind of chill. If you do too much, you might lose, and by doing less, you might just win. As nobody will throw away their lives for nothing, getting a little bit too aggressive or bored in the round, if you will. It's a good look for them, and their util game is going to continue. They're still playing the Solace of Information. That's been a great operator for them. Now they're playing the Valkyrie combined with the Mirror. That's going to give you a ton of information both upstairs and below. Of course, we're talking about verticality, so we got 3 C4s. They're challenging Ludavica on a vertical level right now. If they take top floor, they gotta be aware of what's below them. If they go for a straight bomb side attack, they gotta worry about what's above them. They're trying to just make it as complicated as possible for Ludavica to problem solve and figure out how to get a foot in this map and in this bomb site. And that's what Cafe is difficult at. It's hard to get in. It's why I expected more Monty, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But besides that first rush that they had trying to plant, we haven't really seen it.
Yeah. And what you were saying about creating like a really complicated defense to try and pick apart from the attack, the great thing about that is Chiefs can set that all up, force Ludavica to start problem solving, and then Chiefs can just play chaotically amongst it and then disrupt any plan. That's exactly what we saw last round, right? You know, Chiefs swinging stuff and finding these early picks so that Ludavica can't go for their plan A. There's layers to this defense, and Ludavica have got to figure it out quickly. I mean, of course, they knew that they were going to Cafe. It's a hard map to attack. They knew they were going to get rid of the Clash in the castle as well, so they knew they'd be dealing with Mira. They knew they'd be dealing with the Valkyrie.
Just saw the Siege X Rebel change right there. You can go from south to north to west to east, just like sprinting past the corners of the building. Rebel on into stage, actually. Very aggressive here from Cairo. Finds himself in the building. Good bit of safety. No mirror window to speak of right now in this position. Is there a gap though? Can they find more with this? There's the mirror. It's been completely vacated. The issue is the second mirror follows through shortly after.
Ooh, that's a big kill. Big opener. Oh, and a second one for Cairo, who's firing up now. You can see how much he wants this. He's hungry for it. He's locked down the flank and secured the numbers advantage for his team. A hack of the cams for Box. A lone C4 kill is all Chiefs found in that round so far. And now Jigsaw, oh mate, he might have timed this perfectly. He's opened up an avenue for himself, but Cairo immediately back again.
Self-destruction happening very quickly. Josh taking a bit of damage from, I think, Box upstairs is shooting down through the vert holes. And because they hacked the cameras, they see where the Valk information is. They see what's dangerous, what's not. No C4s to speak of from the side of Chiefs. And with 45 seconds left, Jigsaw's going to drop downstairs and look for a flank up either red or brown stairs, most likely. Ludavica, time could be their enemy. If one thing goes wrong again, it could just fall apart. They don't have a very good read necessarily on where the defenders are playing from.
That's the thing. Josh here is in such a deadly position. If he's not accounted for, he gets it down in the box. But Karma immediately trades back. Is there going to be time for a revive here? Oda spotted and taken down by Cairo. Well, up to Jigsaw now. They go for the revive. Time ticks away. Jigsaw finds 1. 5 kills rather, so far. And he goes upstairs. He actually wants to retake above. If he'd been there a little bit more quickly, he might have been able to deny that plant. He doesn't realize it, but there's actually nobody on the top floor right now. He's completely alone upstairs. And if he doesn't reveal his position, he might be able to find a kill. He's about to walk onto some tracks, though. There's a player outside. He drops down. SMG-11 still in hand. He's going hunting. But they haven't revealed to him anything. He gets taken down very low, and now the jig is up. They know exactly where Jigsaw is. And he's going to be taken out, no doubt about it. He'll find an exit frag. 1 or 2 more would be nice, but there's no chance of clutching this one up. Tries to bait some shots. A slippery snake on the ground of Box. Wide swings in prone and finds the final kill. And that is a round for Ludavica.
Ridiculous, man. The prone peak is so hilarious. I mean, it's really well thought out there from Ludavica. Just like very simple step 1, 2, 3. I think Chiefs might have maybe given them too much for free. Surrendering bathroom control, the first mirror window, and it's getting stuck behind the second one. 2 players die upstairs, and the issue is not just that you die. The issue is that the enemy happens to have a Dokkaebi when you're playing the Valkyrie, and dying is not just a death. You're also giving full information to that same opponent. That's where things get really, really difficult if you are a Chiefs player and you're in that server. Dokkaebi getting banned out, no big surprise there. Mirror follows through, no surprise there either. The mirror window has been the big contesting operator upstairs. Same with Dokkaebi on the attack. Both make sense to get banned out. Yep, I mean, there's not much to say about that round. It was very clear from the very beginning once Cairo got the 2-piece that is there really gonna be a way back in this for Chiefs? They're forced to either walk up a staircase or floor bang someone off sound or something like that. They didn't have very many ways back into it. They love the Solus. Is that every round being played actually? Let me check. If it's every single round.
When you look back,
it might be.
Almost every single. He didn't play it on the basement bomb side. He played
missing
Lucy
one.
There. But,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, very high pick rate for an operator that is largely regarded as pretty outdated and out of meta, nerfed into oblivion, some would say.
Oh yeah.
Very niche now.
It's the bottom tier, I would say. I have a tier list of operators that I update every single patch, and Solus currently is in utter garbage, which is the lowest tier that I have in my tier list. But it's that, or you put it in inflicts operator, but it's like 3 strats you can play her on. So.
Well, how do you see it? Like, what is the value of the Solus? What about in these rounds where, I mean, Chiefs actually have an 100%. Oh no, not quite 100%. They've won almost every round they've picked the Solus
80.
so far.
Yeah, like, so as an operator right now, you pick on bomb sites like, let's say, border ventilation. We can play full top floor and see where the plant is going down. Same for tertiary bomb site on layer. You just play top floor, you always see the bomb site, you can see the plant is going down. I think Jigsaw is playing it here purely out of personal comfort. You can see where the drones are, any of the air jabs, any of the flank watching, and it's giving Jigsaw a lot of freedom to just exist in these rounds and play very aggressive. That's my theory at least, because strategically, Jigsaw isn't even using the gadget to see where the plant is going down the few times that it did happen. He's just using it as an individual enabling operator. Wait, okay.
Wow. Well, there's been a bit of a fight going down here, Pengu. Ludavica have tried. Credit to them, they have tried. They brought this glass, they brought that Capital. Even the Thatcher is an unusual pick here. Now they're getting zippity zapped by Oda on that Maestro. Quiz has held down his position in bathroom as well very well. Smoke up again. He's going to activate one of those dread mines in bar to prevent a rush if any of these Ludavica players are to go headlong down bar. Oda continuing to watch with these evil eyes. He's got quite a few as well. He can really zap quite aggressively. He's just taunting them. Wow, he loses the evil eye as a result. I'm surprised.
Damn. He's got more. It's okay. Maisha got that 3rd evil eye not that long ago. A small buff to the operator. Quite strong indeed these days.
Nice shot.
Wait, hold up. They opened up a massive kill here. This is still in this round all of a sudden.
Oh. But as soon as that smoke subsides, it's a freebie for Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Just wait a few more seconds. The smoke dies away. He sees the feed. He misses chance. He could go for double. It's a big kill for Jigsaw. He makes it a triple on the round before he's traded back by Physics 1v2. But both of these players are in killable positions. He rounds the corner with the F90, gets the down, gets the double for Physics. Unreal scenes. What a clutch from Ludavica.
With not even one bullet to spare, the final bullet secured the injure on the player proning inside a freeze-through, and the flick in the hallway to confirm the second kill. Chiefs, I mean, underestimating or disrespecting or playing to lose, not entirely sure, but when you get down to that 2 versus 1, I would expect a better, more quick response crossfire. There was a full second and a half between going from the first person gunfight to the second person gunfight, and that is too big of a gap in a 2v1 to say we are trading each other successfully. I mean, that was Chiefs' round, then it looks good for Ludavica, and then all of a sudden it's Chiefs' round and Ludavica clutches it. When you're attacking on Cafe, every single round matters. The fact that they get a second like that is huge.
He lost some planks.
Look at this.
Yeah!
Hey, let's go, bro.
Let's fucking go, Cody!
Cody, you're actually fucking him.
God!
Don't worry, it's just Josh and Quiz.
You're him.
God
I
damn.
don't think they were expecting that clutch. It was kind of chill, right? Very chill. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh my god, we did it. We won the round.
Did you see the look on Cairo's face? Man was looking tilted. I mean, this guy's the one cooking a lot of the strats, as far as I'm aware. And I think, you know, when shit hits the fan and Ludavica's ideas. Well, this is the thing that Oda told me the other week when I got him on for one of the co-streams. I was asking him about, you know, what was this business about getting rid of Cairo, bringing in Josh instead. And Chief said, you know, Cairo, very, very talented player, but he does get nervous. And, you know, Chiefs would be at the Montreal Major and they would have, you know, planned out all their strats, everything. And then the next morning, you know, right before their game, Cairo says, look, I've completely redone all of our strats. We should do this instead. And Oda's like, dude, just chill out. Like, we've got our plan. Don't overcook things. Yeah, so that's a criticism, one of the few criticisms I've heard of Cairo as a player. Oh, speaking of the devil, poor guy just lost his head. And if he is already tilted, that is going to make things a lot worse. By the way, Jigsaw 10-2.
I was gonna say, this has been a bit of a Jigsaw show. I mean, a lot of opening kills on his side, a lot of reasons why they're winning rounds on him as well. Individually, he is stepping up, but that is not enough at this level of play, right? You can take down Ludavica perhaps if Jigsaw's popping off, but what about later on? Gaming Gladiators? What about Enterprise? Is this gonna be enough for you as a team to perform at the highest level? I'm not so sure. Jigsaw last round got what, 2 Ps? I think he had a solo kill, so 3 kills total. He still lost that one. Vertical almost takes Jigsaw down. He's on a singular point of HP. He has to run away to Baker now and just trying to stay alive.
I mean, surely he'll die soon. Pretty vulnerable. Well, Ludavica have a way to bring this one back. I don't mind that from Josh, jamming up a lot of these angles with those keeper barriers. Quiz goes down to Karma. The patience does reward him, and Jigsaw finally finished off. That should be Ludavica maintaining control of VIP. Oh no, actually, there's still Tex in that position on VIP. I thought that was the kill. But no, regardless, Box does have an entry into reception. Physics is actually going to split up completely and go Bakery. Oh, what is that?
Could be a good call, but they have no idea about the information on Oda in the corner.
He's in.
They're in.
Indeed, but Oda with the shotty. Oh. Big kill on a Physics. All up to Milo now. Ludavica suffering for losing that first player. It would have been nice to have Cairo when you're going for a split push like that, when you're trying to do, you know, your split theory, as we used to call it. 1v3, it's not going to pan out. Chiefs actually might take the lead here. After Ludavica's clutch, it's exactly what Chiefs needed. A bit of a confidence booster, a bit of an early kill, and a conversion into a round win. Milo's not going to have anything to show for it. Nothing to say. And it's 3-2 with 1 round left in the split for Chiefs on defense.
The thing about Ludavica though is the 2 rounds is technically all they need on paper. I mean, if they can push it to a 3-3 half, great for them. And it's going to put them up to the best case scenario. But even this is fine enough. They have a winning chance on side swap. I really just want to see a little bit more from Chiefs here in the final round. Like less Jigsaw shining and getting the kills, or Jigsaw rather, and then more just like the entire team
Attackers
working
need to
together.
locate and defuse
I'm
as
still
many
missing
bombs
that.
as they can.
It was Jigsaw getting kills, and then it was Oda getting kills, and the round goes to Chiefs. Gonna go to reading bomb site, and this one is the one that does need a lot of coordination upstairs. The crossfires previously weren't very strong. It was when they played the mirror windows. Cairo walked in, got 2 kills. They picked that apart very easily. She's gonna try it again, but this time without the mirror, of course. It's been banned away.
145.
Cairo teasing a Monty so far. Can, of course, take a repick off the operator, but I am liking what I am seeing right now.
The Brava as well coming out. We've seen a lot of Maestro played by Oda in this game. And in last game as well, we saw a little bit of it. I think it was it Ludavica that played Maestro off the top of my head? On bang. Regardless, that Bravo is going to be a very big pick. Unfortunately for him, there's no Maestro this time around, but there is still that Valkyrie, high priority target. Unfortunately, not a lot of the other util is really worthwhile for that Bravo pick. I mean, yeah, you could try and hack an ADS if you're lucky. Not likely to get an angle on to do so. Is this going to be an early kill for Jigsaw? Claymore goes down underneath the white stairs window. Jig doesn't have an impact, keep in mind. This is going to have to be shooting down with hip fire straight into a kill, and the player is directly above him, which means it's going to be very hard to land that shot.
Oh, here comes just with the shotgun maybe. Pump the door open for his teammate. No impact grenade, here he goes.
Wow.
Great mini play, good read, good timing. And again, that's teamwork. That's not Jigsaw making a solo play. That's the teamwork, the communication setting up beforehand. The dangerous thing about going on that rappel, you put 2 claymores there, you die on the door run out, and you're there so early in the round before the Monty gets piano control. Ideally, you go on that rappel once Monty makes their mark in piano and wide hallway, because the longer you spend solo bolo across the map, the more time people can take you down. Now it's time for something else. Kara walks down the red stairs, Kame behind him, looking to take train control, engine control, but here's a crossfire. Oda and Jigsaw working together. Kara has to be very careful now. C4 goes out.
Yeah, this makes it very awkward for Cairo, doesn't it? He has to back up, but there's a lot of attention placed on him, and the rest of the Chiefs players might find themselves a little bit distracted. Oda with the crossfire. Karma goes down, and the Monty decides to get aggressive, take the 1v1. Oda almost takes him down. Oh, the dig to the face! Cairo gets a little bit more than he bargained for when he goes for that aim down sights. Now physics and box to pick things up for Luda. But I think Chiefs have this one in the bag. It's a 5v2, and they fall back to hold their positions, with the exception of Jigsaw.
It's kind of the issues, the opening kill, losing a player early, going to plan B, not getting piano control for the verticality, walking into crossfire, starts firing Spox, is a 1v5. Put the round in the bag. There is no way for this one, 35 seconds, and you are surrounded. A great wall bang. Nice try.
He looked behind him and he's like, there's a little punch hole. I wonder if someone's there. Domes, Jigsaw, Quiz with the refrag through the wall. It's a 4-2 split for Chiefs on Cafe defense, which is par for the course. Ludavica shouldn't be too upset with that half. They can come back now on their D. But of course, Chiefs, they're the ones who have the pressure to fight back here on Cafe, continue this momentum. Pengu, they lost the first map. It actually wasn't an 8-7 as the overlay said. It was a 7-3. Was it 7-3? I thought it was a 7-3 in my head. It says 7-5 on my notes here, so I guess it was a 7-5.
No, 7. Was it
a 7-5 or a 7-3?
I'm gonna double check now because I thought also it was.
I'm on the match tracker that we use.
7-5.
It says 7-5, but in my head it was a 7-3. I must be getting confused with the first series today, which was 2 7-3s in favor of.
Yeah, I think that's what you're thinking of.
But yeah, I mean, 7-5 looks kind of close. That map didn't feel close. It felt like Ludavica with a better team for the whole series or for the whole map against Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Attackers need to locate
Yeah, the only place where Chiefs kind of managed to find their rounds and defense at least was when they were just simply playing the turtle strats and anchoring down and making them really work for it. That looked good for them. Same thing kind of here on Cafe. I mean, they won more than just the turtle rounds, but the rounds where Chiefs look the best in my mind, is when they're playing close together where they can always help each other. Then we had Jigsaw pop off with a couple of opening kills. Oda with a 2 big piece previously on downstairs bomb set as well. I'm not sure what to expect, but I feel like 4-2 or 3-3 was the expected outcome here. question now is, individually, is Jigsaw just gonna take over on the attack as well and find entry kills on that side of the coin? Because that's gonna give them a very quick way in towards the building. Currently, it's only a single player going positive for the side of Ludavica on this particular map. Physics.
He's
the rest are kind of falling behind.
And Physics is usually a support player. He's the guy that got that big clutch. If it wasn't for that 1v2, then obviously we wouldn't be looking at this scoreline. I think it actually might have been a 1v3 if I recall correctly. It was actually a 1v3. Got a 3k in that round.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like a 2v3 into a 1v2, I think, with like close timings, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, he did get the final 3 kills. Well, Chiefs now, we test them out on the attack. Oh, wait, is that a yokai sent outside? I think that's what it was. I think Milo's scouting here.
Oh, yeah.
What's that Jigsaw?
Oi. Oh, my God.
Careful, Box. Is he going to really peek Jigsaw here? Just a barricade up. Playing it safe for Luda. But I like the idea of using the yokai drone to scout for potential runouts.
Only thing here that's kind of dangerous is you're committing all 5 defenders downstairs very early on, which means there's no roaming presence, so Chiefs take very quick map control. And you look at the upper lineup, there's not a ton of plant deny. There's an Echo, which in today's age of the game doesn't do a whole lot. Plus you can find them, they're no longer invisible. You have 1 C4 and Valkyrie, which won't really reach the default plant position. There's no smoke, there's no Tashanka, there's no Goyo. You don't have a lot of time deny, and Chiefs have all the time in the world, doing a bunch of self-destruction. Jigsaw sticking their shotgun on the gridlock, and of course Josh on the block upstairs. They got sense to deny any lines of sight on the bomb site when they want to go for an execute. Like, Chiefs got everything they could possibly want in this round, and the time to do it the right way.
How are they going to clear this guy in VIP? There's so many different ways they could do it. They're going to use the sends. They got some nades as well. 2 on Quiz, 2 on Jiggy. They got flashes from Josh. They even got the smokes from Oda, all of which could be used. What's the plan here to take down Karma?
They might not need to. They might just like ignore him and just go for the bomb site. They might be forced into that with 35 seconds left. Sense in the brown stairs. Wait, Deimos Tracker, that could be the angle right here. Shotgun versus Vendetta.
Oh, but he doesn't realize the swing comes too early. He still wins that fight against Tex. Now Oda getting shot in the back. Over he goes. Karma's coming massively. No one from Chiefs is paying attention to the guy coming up from behind him. And as a result, they all fall. It's up to Jigsaw. He goes down. What a collapse from Ludavica. Jigsaw completely picked to pieces as a whole of Chiefs fall thanks to that big flank from Karma.
Kind of disgusting there. I mean, I think challenging the Warden in close combat is kind of unnecessary. If you look at what Chiefs wanted to do, it was double freezer hatch drop into a plant position. I don't really understand why they feel the need to go for a deep push in towards VIP and fight the Warden 1v1 knowing that he has a shotgun. Sure, you got the Deimos Tracker, but you're talking Vendetta scoped pistol against a shotgun on close quarter combat. I'm gonna take the Warden shotgun any day of the week. Where, in retrospect, you could have just tracked the Warden, played, you know, far away in garage, and held the angle. Now Warden with SMG-12 and shotgun is forced to peek you if he wants to stop a plant and a hatch drop. So I'm not sure about that, because if and when Deimos dies, the flank is now wide open. And that ended up getting them 2 more rounds, plus the Deimos that he killed the first time. That's 3 out of 5 players. That's a huge round. So small misplay, I think, for Chiefs, honestly. And despite having all that time to work with, they tried spending every single second for the perfect setup, yet the perfect setup was never found.
Well, Chiefs need this. They really do. Ludavica had such a good showing on Bang. If anything, we're a little surprised they didn't look a little bit better in the first half here, but 2 rounds is probably still enough. And as they move on to their defense, we see that they are very solid here on the D. Down with the castle. An operator that actually Ludavica themselves banned when it was their turn. Now they're on the attack and they thought, well, let's use it, we like it.
Reload.
You know, crazy to think Nowadays, like DMRs can open hatches, Deimos' Vendetta pistol can open hatches, you got shotguns and a lot of attackers. Back in the day, you had Sledge. Like, that was literally it.
Or you use one of
Obviously,
your
you
two
can
ash
say
charges.
Yeah. That's the thing. You could do that as well, but it was seen as like very low value because back then you would ash charge barbed wire because they were 3-punch and they slowed you more and they had a bigger radius. So that's what the best thing you could ash charge possibly was back in the day. I like this though. The mute, the Tuberau. The thing is, when this wall gets opened up eventually, you are kind of screwed if you're Milo unless you fall back, but he's gonna stick it for now. Another Tuberau goes out for response. That's the last one. The wall still is opening.
Oh no! So they actually.
Oh, we got tricked last second.
Successfully, Kaid tricked the Washroom's wall, but Backstore does seem to be exposed for now. Jigsaw on that Finker. It was banned against him on the first map, and he's been on a tear here on Cafe. How are they going to dismantle Milo here? A nade goes in, the fire subsides, and still no kill. And still he's in his position. Josh walks straight past him, asleep at the wheel, not realizing the whole time the mute was staying here. Big kill though for Quizzle. The shotgun to respond. Milo finds it. The pressure finally comes through and Jigsaw confirms the kill, his 15th for the map. Just Cairo and Box left. And Jigsaw does have a teammate. It's Tex, who has 1 kill to his name, to Jigsaw's 15. In the building, Tex goes, and the track from Deimos comes on out. Who will it target this time around? It's Cairo on the Kaid. 25 seconds. Where are these last 2 Ludavica players? Will they be discovered? Will Tex be able to get this plant down? Oh, Tex. Finally. Finally taking out Jigsaw's got to land this shot. It's Box peeking him now. Straight into the Banshee from the Malusi, and he goes down. It's all up to Tex. A 1v1. He needs his 3rd kill of the map, but he can't get it in time. Ludavica steal yet another round here over the Chiefs, and they tie up the scoreline.
It's again another big blunder there from the side of Chiefs on the attack. First time it was a dance attack. They misplayed on VIP side. Now they deal with the Tuberau, with the Kaid, the bathroom position. They know there's a player in there. They droned him, they saw him, they were fighting him. They used 1 capital fire arrow, and they must have thought that the fire covers the entire room. But there was a small gap in the very far back corner where Milo was safe. So what do? They walk down the wide hallway. The first player dies getting shot in the back. They have no clue that he's there. And despite knowing shortly after, the ace also walks down the same hallway and will meet the same fate of the shotgun in near combat and dies as well. Milo getting 2 kills at the cost of his own is literally why Chiefs' attack went from relatively easy looking to, oh my god, how are we gonna clutch this out? So small things there, really not going in their way. Maybe misusing the grenades that they had no flashbangs, because if you know Milo is stuck in that corner, surely it should be as simple as a counter fire or a frag grenade. And they tried, but they just misplaced them. Even score now to a 4-4. Ludavica getting back that momentum, the confidence, and on the favorable side where all you gotta do is do your setup and play in your spot and communicate correctly, and you can win a round. It's Chiefs who's got to problem solve, and individually, Jigsaw is 15-6, is doing phenomenally, but the team overall is falling short.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jigsaw's having a life game here. We're 8 rounds in. The guy's almost got a 2.0 KPR. The rest of the team, though, like, it's a bit uninspired. And look, credit to Jigsaw, he's getting a lot of kills, but that doesn't mean he's necessarily playing for the team. He's not baiting these kills, though. These are impact kills. I mean, last round, the devastation was ignoring Milo and Washrooms, not adequately clearing him out. How are they going to deal with some of the setup that Luda have brought to the table this time around? Karma's on that clash. And there's a Rooney is going to burn a lot of util as well. We already saw Chiefs struggle to flush one player out of bathroom here, and now we've got a Clash playing it. Surely Josh won't make the same mistake again. His fire needs to have a big impact. Out goes a nade. In goes Jigsaw. A lot of damage done. Nade goes in. That should confirm the kill. No, he actually misses the opportunity.
What?
Physics goes down. Milo comes through and takes down Jigsaw. Pops his head up from bar, and Karma, unaddressed in the corner, finds his kill. Oda will trade it. It's all up to Quiz, though. And once again, Chiefs have fallen flat. Ludavica. How have they continued to get away with it when Chiefs, with all of their experience and all of their esteem, cannot muster the strength to take on Ludavica? About to take the lead, about to be just 2 rounds away from knocking out Chiefs. Ludavica fortify their position, going deep. It's Lunchbox. Ludavica are just 2 rounds away from knocking the champions out of this bracket.
It's another barn burner of a round where you're looking at this going, you have 4 frag grenades, you have Capital, you have so many tools to deal with what looked like a very simple position. 2 defenders, Stock and Freezer. Okay, fair. 1 is a Clash, they can move around, but at least take down the Melusi in like a clean fashion. They spend so much time and effort trying to deal with 1 defender running around the building that they all die looking in the wrong direction, getting shot by their teammates. Tex, you like that one? Ask Kyra in the in-game chat. Oh man, another target ban onto Jigsaw. Finger being target banned 2 maps in a row. This goes to show how little problems Chiefs are putting in Ludavica's way on the attack. They are banning Finger just to make Jigsaw weaker in a gunfight. That's it.
Back in train.
Nice.
Let's fucking go, boys! Come on!
Let's fucking go. Good fucking
What can they
job,
do
guys.
when we're
Shit,
Sigmas?
boy.
Oh, wow.
That is a
Okay.
Giga Chat call from Karma right there.
Oh my god. He's not wrong though, is he? I mean, they are Giga Chat Sigma farming, these guys. They're just standing their ground or taking their fights and not backing down, and they don't have to. They don't need to give Chiefs that much respect in the server because they haven't earned it yet. They
right.
have 3 attack rounds in a row, not done enough.
The only thing that Chiefs are doing well right now is that Jigsaw is killing everybody and going nuts, frag.
Okay.
But even then, a lot of that happened in the first half. He found 4 opening kills in the first half. In fact, Jigsaw's the only player on Chiefs who's found an opening kill in this map so far. He has,
ridiculous.
like we've said, 15 bloody kills. 15 kills! That's a hell of a lot. We've only had 9 rounds go down so far. It's more than most of the rest of his team combined. And like you said, Chiefs are putting forward such few obstacles for Ludavica to deal with that there's no reason to ban the Capital, even though that was probably the most powerful operator that Chiefs have brought to the previous attacks, just because they've used it so pitifully. Josh has been so terrible with that Capital, so ineffectual. Now Jigsaw's just going to go into the Gridlock instead. Another good gun for him to work with, and some good util too. He's got the nades, which I think he wants to flush out positions. The Gridlock tracks will be good for
But they've
covering
had
flanks.
nades. They've had nades every round, and they're not really using those to great effect either. So, I mean, for this one, at least you can grenade utility, right? The Goyo canisters, you can just burn their runic gates, you can try and find the Yokai drone with them perhaps. But look at that Cairo downstairs, takes down Josh. That's the buck. The most important operator, arguably because the self-destruction job has not been finished. And there's no real secondary destruction besides Jigsaw's secondary shotgun. Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, this is not good enough from Chiefs here. And Ludavica, you can feel the confidence emanating from them, and it's allowing them to take risks and be confident in them. Josh has not been good enough here. Tex has really struggled as well. Chiefs need to show us a whole lot more. Oh no, even that's a little critical mistake. One of Quiz's gadgets being blocked by Oda running past. Chiefs are pivoting to a bakery take. Ludavica, are they set up for it?
I don't hate this since they lost the buck, but again, there's the keeper barriers, there's a player inside the baker as well. Can they get this kill effortlessly? It's fine, but if they gotta struggle and do this for like 20-30 seconds, they don't have the time for that. Goyo fire pop, that stalls at 20. Only gate gives information. Yeah, they can't right now. They got a spare nade in pocket, they got the Grim Beast, but they only have one player outside Bakery double door, and Oda has 1 HP now on the fuse.
There's no way that Oda gets through here. He's got no burn. It's going to come down to a player making a big impact play, and it's Tex this time. Finally, he comes through when he's needed. He probably should have died to Physics there, but Physics survives and misses his shots on the Tex. Now Box is aggressive. Box could have a big play. Takes down Tex. Can he finish him off? Quiz is hunting for a refrag. Jigsaw, he's been taken down. He's been the win condition for Chiefs. Oda the captain, sat back down. Ludavica, 1 round away from knocking Chiefs out of the OCE bracket.
And it's all defined by the small things. The opening kill, Cairo from downstairs through the vert, finds the bug, and it forces the entire roster of Chiefs to go for plan B. Let's go Bakery, let's try and take down that player, the Asami behind the desk, and it was such a struggle. And when they finally got that kill and they got themselves a foothold inside that first floor, there are all these different crossfires, long lines of sights, a double injure comes through. And with no way to revive, it was a 1v4 effectively in the server. Ludavica, they look so calm and just happy in the player camps. And I think they recognize too, this is too easy. Like, they're stealing these rounds in the silliest of ways. Sometimes because they play well, and the other times because Chiefs are just having these blunders, these mistakes that they're making. It's a struggle of a best of 3 for them so far. 5-7 loss in the first round, not looking too sharp. Going into Ludavica's map on the second one, where you get a 4-2.5, which is, you know, statistically the normal outcome starting defense. You need more than average when you're behind. You need good, you need excellent. And so far, Chiefs have not really managed to find that in the server. Jigsaw, who we've been praising, 15-8, has gone, I want to say 2 or 3 rounds now without getting a kill. Or at the very least, not getting more than a singular. So even he has slowed down, and that has been their biggest saving grace so far.
Even when you're going for aggressive C4s like that, and it almost catches Oda, speaks volumes what we've seen so far from Ludavica and the Chiefs. And what we've seen from Chiefs is nowhere near enough. The sledge comes through, takes down this castle barricade. But keep in mind, in the late round, we've got the Fenrir, we've got the Maestro, we've got the Valkyrie. So much info, so much valuable late round utility here. And Chiefs, they've struggled at every point of the round. We need solid entries. We need to catch some kills here. We need to dismantle these setups. Only player who's been finding openings is Jigsaw. And like you said, he hasn't done so for 2 or 3 rounds now. He's going down below, he's lurking, and his head's taken clean off! Box puts down the hard carry for Chiefs. And while there is a trade, Ludavica are still soaring above.
It's a good trade though. A castle for a gridlock, a top gunner for average on the scoreboard. This favors the defenders, of course, in the 4v4 as well. Tex looking for someone. We know Milo and Carmen upstairs, holding hands in freezer and bathroom. Trying to play close together. Chiefs could ignore top floor if they, they don't know. They have no idea.
Oh, and he falls to Milo just like that. Milo repositions. Completely.
Now they got the vert.
Discombobulated. Chiefs have fallen to pieces. They are so separated. Finally, Oda finds one. It costs him half his health. But he's found the pick on Box. Still in the late round, as I've said, those evil eyes are in abundance. There's one at least in reading. Box is sitting on it right now. Info, the looter. There he goes out. Josh, Quiz, and Oda left remaining.
They don't have top floor control. That's the problem right now. They're downstairs on the first floor and they're playing second floor. So the attackers very widespread. You see Milo has the vert in the plant. They gotta go for an A bomb site plant here because of the verticality. They recognize it. So up by staircase, bomb site repels, and go for a 3 versus 1.
Yeah, and Karma is stunned on out. He's flashed, but the Dread Mine might save his life. Coming up from behind, it's Quiz, and he finds that impactful kill. Now it all comes down to Oda. Can he confirm that plant? With Quiz and Josh to cover. Quiz comes through big time. Milo versus the world. But the plan's still not secure. It doesn't matter because Josh comes through. And it's not a sigh of celebration, but relief for the Chiefs as they keep themselves alive for just another moment. One more, and OT is on the cards.
Now that was a great read, recognizing, hey guys, we don't have top floor control, we cannot go for a reading attack, we gotta go for dining. How can we do that? Well, we gotta attack from different areas. One person go red 90, one person go bomb site window rappel, and the third person walk up the white staircase from below. That was probably the only play that realistically would have worked out, and they actually had the right timings. The flashbangs came through, the person went in the bomb site was baiting, and then the backstep happened that got the opening kill to really put Chiefs on the map in that round. A tactical timeout is called. When one team calls it, both teams can talk amongst each other and their support staff, so you are giving your opponent the breathing room as well. It's all about this upcoming one. Either it's going to be a regulation victory, or we're going to be taken all the way to overtime. We can then see what happens next. Is this Chiefs finally getting the correct read in the situation, or is that simply just Ludavica having a bad round, and next round is not going to be one of those?
I mean, even then, it was a very close round. The one thing, as you said, that went well for Chiefs was, even though a lot of that round was pretty pitiful, in the 3v3 they locked in, they made a very quick but good plan. And honestly, I was looking at that situation thinking, God, this is not easy. It's not an easy call. But you said it, Pengu. They figured out, okay, we can't go for B, we can't go for reading because we've lost control of it, which means we have no choice but to go for A. How do we make that work? Well, the pivotal player is the one playing at the white stairs. How do we kill him? We can flash him from multiple angles, have someone come up from below. That all had to happen. All of that coming up with that idea and communicating it had to happen in 10-15 seconds. Now Chiefs have had 60 to figure things out between them, to chat to their coach as well, to chat to Nate, see what his input is on the situation, and try and muster up the courage to win a mining attack and push us the distance that this needs to go to keep Chiefs in this bracket.
Risk assessment for Ludavica though. I see a spawn peek coming from Karma. Looking to make that play. The round winning potential. A trade elsewhere. Oda finds box. Physics takes down Oda. I think they triple quadruple spawn peek across the building. Just trying to again make Chiefs not able to go for that 5v5 util execute. If you look at the lineup, no operator right now is bad to take down. Ying, Lion, Twitch, Flores, or Dokubi. Regardless of who you take down in a 1-for-1 trade, it's gonna favor defenders much more than the attacker. So a worthy one from Ludavica. I like the approach. And now Chiefs, they gotta again adapt on the fly, something that they haven't been that great at so far in this best of 3.
Let's see how Jigsaw goes with his Twitch drone. In it goes. Can you take down this camera? This is a very powerful camera at 90. Oh, it's already taken down. Don't know how that happened. He's looking for util on site. Oh, that's a very valuable one, but he's not able to get it. It's a very hard bulletproof camera to take down because he needs some elevation so he can see the side of it. He does have one more Twitch drone. Perhaps he'll give it another go later in the round, but he needs someone to distract the player on site. Meanwhile, the attack has to come through. He knows there's someone in mining.
Don't have a lot of soft destruction here on the attacker side. Even if they get full piano and top floor control, they can't necessarily do a ton with it. So it might be better off for Chiefs to go for more like direct approach, just hit the bomb side, try and play for kills. We got our rats in a corner, by the way, up top on that new balcony, hiding behind the cabinet with the right timing.
They're gonna be vulnerable.
Oh, he's on the help behind him. He's right behind him. Is Tex on Dokubi.
Oh, this is perfect.
Got the call.
Tex hears it, but so does Milo. Gets out in time. Jigsaw did not cut him. Jigsaw falls. How does he fumble that one? He hasn't found a kill in 3 rounds. Tex will trade it.
In.
But it's not enough. Here for Chiefs. Karma will fall back. The 2 players here for Chiefs have fallen.
So well, Milo doesn't swing there, and Karma plays the trading game instead. It's 1-for-1. Lucy Banshee taken out 40 seconds, and Chiefs, I mean, the thing is, they lost their smokes, they lost the Ying, the BP should be taken out now in just a second. There it goes. Now we're in the dark. No info from Ludavica. No real execute for Chiefs. They gotta find at least one more kill here to try and get a realistic plan to go down. They got too many angles to cover, vertically and horizontally. 20 seconds to go. Guman hitting Tex. They know where he's gonna be playing from.
And that's the 3 bottom fraggers for Chiefs to try and get it across the line. Josh finds one. Good trade though. Karma eventually taken down. Up to Physics now. Quiz knows where he is. Tex is on the ground. It all comes down to Quiz. He can't find it. And Jigsaw can't carry them to victory. From champions to chumps. Chiefs have fallen off a cliff. Cairo gets his revenge, and Ludavica are through to the lower final.
It's such a heartbreaking way as well because, yes, I want to praise Ludavica. They played well, they adapted correctly, and they are counterplaying Chiefs quite effectively. But I do think in the bigger picture here, losing 0-2 the way that they did, this comes down to Chiefs falling short as well, just as much as Ludavica playing well.
And Karma flexing that being from New Zealand, he's playing at 2 in the morning right now, and he has still farmed the former champions. What a disaster for this Chiefs roster. It didn't take them long to skyrocket to the top of OCE, overtaking GG, but man, has 2025 thrown a spanner in the works for that roster, and now Ludavica, Cairo at the helm, has led the way for this new upcoming roster. But Rob, can you believe it? Chiefs are done and dusted for stage 1.
No, if you had told me that back in play day 1 of groups, I would have told you you were barking mad. If you had told me earlier today, I still would have told you that that is not a possible feat. Not from the Chiefs that we knew at the end of last year. The Chiefs that went to Montreal. The Chiefs that looked so dominant against a GG that started to show some weaknesses. But unfortunately for Chiefs, whatever has transpired in, 6 months since the start of the year till now, unfortunately, Nick, it just doesn't look like the same beast.
It doesn't, and it's such a shame because I don't know what to pinpoint at for the reason being why they have fallen so short. The simple one is team coordination, synergy, communication seems a bit off. There are so many moments on both Bank and Cafe where there's a defender somewhere and they should know that he's in that corner and they just don't. They walk past him, they get shot in the back. Oh my god, he's there! Panic in the server. And, you know, that comes down to the individualism of what players are and aren't doing in the map.
It's a tough one to take for Chiefs. However, Dev, it's a sweet drink, sweet nectar, if you will, for Ludavica. This is the performance that we've been waiting for such a long time. From, mainly Cairo. I don't want to go and throw everyone in the same boat. That's smart football from you. But in particular, Cairo, Karma, Milo, the names that are coming to mind here, they have consistently just missed out. Every time.
Sure. You've got, play like Physics. He's been on Circular Spheres forever, which was known to be like a meme team.
Yes.
And then tried to get serious and it never worked. They had a few players in and out. For Physics to be the one that finds success elsewhere is a surprise to me. For one, he was never the standout player on that roster. Obviously, Lunchbox coming up, new upcoming talent. He's been really exciting. Who would have thought that Milo would come out of retirement after being on the worst rendition of Wildcard that we ever saw in this region? He comes back into it and he's looking great. This roster has been perfect. Even Cairo, a player that, obviously was a big playmaker, but on Chiefs, it wasn't his place. He was dropped from that roster. He's found a better home here and now he's gotten his revenge. I just can't get over the fact that Chiefs went from the best team in the region 6 months ago to where they are now, and that Ludavica has overtaken them.
It is heartbreak, unfortunately, for that roster in particular. The rework that they went through at the end of last year until now. I don't want to dump on Chiefs any longer. I do want to talk about Ludavica a little bit here, Nick, because there are some huge takeaways for this roster. It's well-rounded. It's scary. They've got a rotating carousel of top fraggers. Yes, Box probably performed the best throughout groups, but the second we've hit playoffs, it's just like a merry-go-round. They just don't stop. When someone starts to lack, the next player steps up. Box has had the worst best of 3 probably he could have had, and yet Ludavica still looked so good. What is it for you, Nick, that kind of, I guess, sets them apart from Chiefs at the moment, outside of, I guess, the communication things that are very obvious for Chiefs?
Yeah. I honestly think the final round kind of shows us why they're successful. They all believe in the same system and the same philosophy, the same game plan. They went for a 3-4 man spawn peak saying, guys, we win this round together, we lose this round together, and if we get a 1-for-1, that's fine enough for us. That's one example. But there's almost one point in every single round where an individual is making a play somewhere with the support of someone else. And then again, it speaks to they have really good communication. They're not having one guy go, oh, guys, I'm going to make an ego challenge here. It's, hey, guys, I want to make a play in this location. Who's around me? Okay, you come with me. We do this together. It always seems like there's a friend nearby, and that's something that is lacking from other teams in this region and even other regions than this one. So they do the core fundamentals very well.
I know you weren't here earlier for the conversation we had with Milo, but the direction that the conversation took was basically about the leadership and how it all works in this roster, because they don't have what we would traditionally look at as an IGL, like your Hunter or your Fishos or anyone like that. But they've got Cairo and Milo, right? Milo with very old experience, but still experienced nonetheless, and Cairo that's kind of been dragged through the trenches all the way up until 2025. And they were saying that they're finding a lot of compromises, which surprises me a little bit considering what the personalities are like on that roster. But do you think that that could be playing a part here? Because Pengu's saying, like, it just always seems like there's someone nearby.
Well, yeah, you do need to have different ideas in a team. I mean, different teams work different ways. EP is, largely Fisho. These guys, obviously, splitting it between Milo and Cairo, it means you get a lot of ideas, but you also need decisiveness. And that's the big thing that, I had talked a little bit about Cairo and my understanding of talking to Oda and Wedables about him in the co-streams. And that was the lack of decisiveness was one of the weaknesses. But it all comes down to the team chemistry, right? How do these players individually fit together? And if Cairo and Milo click like that, then it doesn't matter. You've got so many ideas thrown around. The team needs to be synchronous, though. And that's what we're seeing from Ludavica. It's definitely what we didn't see from Chiefs in that game, except for the second last round. That execute was good. Everything else, shocking from them. Ludavica, head and shoulders above. And I'll be honest, I didn't see the Ludavica I saw today. Hasn't been them the whole stage, right? No. They've had ups and downs.
Yep.
This is a real solid Ludavica roster, and they've given a Chiefs a run for their money. They might even give GG a run for their money as well.
That was the next question, Nick. I mean, after what we've seen tonight, if we were looking, I guess, into the future, you know what, let's just hold that question for a second. We'll come back to that because we actually have Milo to just jump straight into a chat with us, who I'm sure is very bloody happy. Milo, it's great to see you again, my friend. If the last game felt good, this has to feel like you're almost on top of the hill.
I mean, for me, I don't really have any beef, but I'm sure Cairo and the boys over at Chiefs, dude, don't like each other. There's always a bit of beef between them. And honestly, we played really well today. I mean, as I said before, in coming into the match, it was just about having team plays, having that even split, and luckily we just shut down Jigsaw and then rested nothing. So it was just, pretty good from them.
Dev?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a little bit, Milo, about, what's been going on the last couple of years, because we saw you come in through from, what was that under 18 team that you played in for a while? You played on that
Sleeper.
Yeah, exactly. Sleeper Gaming, that super team that every good talent in the region came through as a under 18 player. You were one of the OG Sleeper Gaming guys. Obviously, you played all the way up into Wildcard, took a departure from the scene for a while, came back. How do you see the trajectory of your esports career? What the hell did you do when you were gone? Why the hell did you come back?
I know the trajectory of tonight, man. I need to go to bed. I got to get up early tomorrow. But the trajectory for the team is that it took a lot of building coming into it. I mean, I'm kind of crap at the game coming through to it. That's why Cairo is there.
Stats say otherwise, mate. Stats say otherwise. Keep going.
But no, Cairo, and I think you guys were talking about it before about how the leadership works, and it's more that Cairo he knows much more of the game than I do, and I got to respect that. But one thing that I bring to the team is that I kind of bring in, a form of wisdom, and I kind of structuralize our training a little bit. I have a very kind of learning approach when it comes to scrim and training. I like to keep people on board and keep things all positive and make sure that we're all kind of learning and working towards something. And it just shows that players like Box and Tim have just grown so quickly. And even Physics have grown so quickly under the guidance of Cairo and myself. It's been, honestly, it's kind of like, when you're like a parent and you watch your little child flee the nest, it's kind of like how I'm seeing with them. They just do so well. And Box today and Physics and Tim, they all had their moments. They always perform. And that's something that I'm really happy about because Cairo he's always performed. He works so bloody hard, Cairo. He's always watching games. He's helped building strats, and we just have a very, very good mix of kind of leadership qualities, which is really, really good. So we're not just growing, maybe one type of jigsaw or two jigsaws. We're growing three very, very good players that are just continually improved. So the trajectory is looking pretty good.
Yeah, Nick.
First of all, congratulations. Great performance today. A big upset and taking down Chiefs. It doesn't look like to me that there's a lot of nerves and pressure necessarily in the server. You guys were happy to go toe-to-toe in chaotic moments, chaotic rounds, fighting back, going for spawn peaks. Now in the lower bracket final, up against GG next week. Is there now pressure to perform because, oh my god, we're actually this good and we can beat these teams? Or is it still just going to be, we've beaten them, maybe you've met them? What you guys just take as a roster on that?
On look, they play this game so bloody much, but they're not that good. Like, there's something wrong. No, in terms of, like, when you watch GG versus, like, you watch EP, and EP, like, their fundamentals is what really gets them through things. They are very, very strong. Okay. They have a very good understanding of how they want to play, and GG just run around like chickens. And they've got some great individual talent, but there's something wrong going on with that team because individually, they shouldn't be performing like that. So something's obviously going wrong. That's all personal crap for them. But we're not very scared. Like we should have beat them in the play days. We were like 6-4 up. Okay. I was confident that we had 4 1v1s or 3 1v1s that could have gone in our way. We're not really scared. We just got to challenge them and go for the EP grand final. That's kind of where the big money is. They're the big scary guys. I give them a lot of props. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the GG game. And I'm more looking forward to the EP game. That's going to be very, very fun.
Would you say that
comfort zone? I like it.
Would you say that the GG of now is like the wild card of old?
Look, I mean, wild card of old. Depends on what wild card you're talking about. They had about 17 roster changes in about a week and a half. So. It's a bit different. Wildcard were too slow, too methodical. They tried to overthink it. Whereas GG, it's like they've got gun skill. They're just not, like this. They're not like this. They're more like everywhere doing random things. But no, like it's. I wouldn't say they're like wildcard, but I would say that they are definitely not performing like they should.
No, it reminds me of the wildcard era. Anyway,
just seeing the team slowly go like this.
Just this, like not in the play style, mainly in the.
I'm happy to break the trend of like consistently just losing the plot when it comes to officials, guys. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm happy about that. That is
still time,
it's nice.
Yeah, there is still plenty of time left. There's still potentially 2 best of 3s left, Milo. Anything you'd like to say before we let you go so you can get to work in the morning?
Well, I think it's good to be back, man. Yeah. It's good to be back. It's good to be good playing. Nice. It's good to have a lot of energy on the team again. Box is really, really silly. I'm sure you would have heard a few of the comps today, but you kind of need a silly player like that, and he really drives up the energy. And I love him for it. So shout out to Box, my little boy.
Damn, that's a shout out.
But again, guys, thanks for sticking with us. Hopefully it'll be fun. Or I really want to. The players need it. I know Kari needs it. He's tirelessly on it. He's up at 6. He's up at 5. And as anyone who needs to deserve it, it's him. Yeah. So I'm going to make sure that we grab that for us. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we grab one, and then we can start shooting at higher heights.
Yeah, absolutely. I think almost reaching higher heights already, and we're not even in an org. So who knows what'll happen if you do pick one up. Milo, thanks for joining us, mate, and best of luck next week.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one.